comes the first pitch. Strike.
Yeah, when you're talking about Blake McCutcheon on the season, hitting a .429 average, 17 stolen bases, a home run to his name and a double. He's had a great tournament thus far, a couple of doubles already.
Ball outside the lineup. Blake McCutcheon batting first. Dino Diaz second. J.P. Bitchenhofer third. Spencer Yankel fourth. Reed Smith fifth. Ladarius Williams sixth. Andrew Swanson seventh. Swing and a miss there for 1 and 2. Chandler Atkins batting eighth. And Bryce O'Brien ninth. We'll go over positions. And I'll give you the Walter State lineup here shortly. Brett Jones is on the mound for Walter State. Right-hander. Here's the pitch. Ball a little low, leaving us the count 2-2. McCutcheon's had a great tournament. Really a very, very nice shortstop, smooth fielder, and a good hitter. Hard hit ball. Oh, nice play by Austin Henry and out to first. We'll talk about Austin too. He's player of the year this year, and he's a special player as well. That's going to bring up the number 2 hitter, Dino Diaz.
Yeah, just a minute on Brett Jones. He's a sophomore right-handed pitcher, 15 appearances on the season, 6-1 record, 1 complete game, 40 1/3 innings pitched, 39 strikeouts, so about a strikeout an inning, 5.13 ERA, and he's got a live arm, but he's facing Dino Diaz now.
Jones getting ready with the delivery of the pitch, fouled off down the right field line. We've got camera angles in each dugout that facing into the home plate, as well as the center field shot that you're probably going to see the most of, as well as the shot behind home plate. We're excited about that. Kudos to Chattanooga State's Tech Department for giving us the ability to have this for this special game. Strike 2, 0-2. Jones is getting out in front, pounding the zone with strikes.
Yeah, Diaz on the season, the number 2 hitter, 49 RBIs, and he's a sophomore, folks. He's been in games as big as this here for Dyersburg.
Swing and a miss wildly there for strike 3. It's 2 outs.
The 2 outs coming to plate, the right fielder.
Yeah, as you can see there, Brett Jones sporting the Major League Ricky Vaughn haircut with a little bit of a mohawk, if you will, so he's getting into postseason form.
J.P. Bitzenhofer bats next, the catcher. He's a freshman. Ball 1. Dyersburg State just came off a thrilling win against Volunteer State, 8-7, to get to this point. Fouled off 1-1. It was a whale of a game. They were ahead fairly comfortably, and ball came back with four run in about the 7th, and we had to sweat out, or they had to sweat out the last inning and a half right at the rain delay.
Yeah, the biggest stat we can tell you, hour-and-a-half rain delay in that game, in between the bottom of the 8th, or the 8th inning and the bottom of the 8th. So it was top of the 8th, bottom of the 8th. So it was a doozy of a delay, I tell you what.
Strike 2 here gives the count 1-2 with 2 outs here in the top of the first inning for Dyersburg State. Here's the pitch. That soft curveball, a little ocean there, and Hunter Wolf makes a nice grab. And that's a 1-2-3, and that'll bring us to the home half of the first. 0-0 in the first inning. first inning. Let me go the lineup here for the Walter State Senators. Batting first, Dylan Harris, the center fielder. Batting second, the left fielder, Logan Carey. Batting third, Hunter Wolf, the shortstop. Batting fourth, Austin Henry, the second baseman. Fifth is the third baseman, Duncan Pence. Tyler Gentry follows him at the right fielder. Batting seventh is the DH, Luke Berryhill. Batting eighth is the catcher, Hunter Gilliland. And batting ninth, the first baseman, Drew Haney. They will be facing for Dyersburg State, Hunter Pope. Hunter's a redshirt sophomore from the high school of Scotts Hill. Fielder, what's the lowdown real quick on Hunter?
Yeah, as you said, a sophomore, 3-0 on the season, 1 complete game to his name, 15 1/3 inning pitched, 6.46 ERA, 19 strikeouts, 6 walks, 18 hits allowed, and he's facing a potent Walter State lineup that was #1 in the conference in batting.
Here's the defensive chart for Dyersburg State that you're looking at. Atkins in left, Smith in center, Bitzenhofer in right, O'Brien at third, McCutcheon at shortstop, Diaz in second, Williams at first, Yankel behind the plate, as mentioned, Pope on the mound. You're right, this is a potent Senators lineup. Dyersburg has had to come through the losers bracket. Exciting games. They have the talent. 2-time defending conference champion. Last year visited the College JUCO World Series in Grand Junction. So the pedigree is there, but they are thin in pitching now at this point. Walter State has cruised through this thing, and we're ready for the first pitch from Pope. Here it is. Little high for ball one. Pitching here to Dylan Harris, the leadoff hitter. Pitch slap to shortstop McCutcheon. Nice pick. Good quick throw to Williams. Out #1. McCutcheon's a smooth fielding shortstop, and I tell you, I'm impressed with Dyersburg's defense, especially McCutcheon and Diaz at second and Williams at first. I mean, really solid defense.
Yeah, very athletic infield and outfield. We've seen Bitzenhofer make some leaping catches. McCutcheon's been spectacular at short, and like you said, a lot of good picks from Ladarius Williams. So it's hard to get base hits on this team, especially with all-conference center fielder Reed Smith out there.
Logan Carey comes up, the left fielder. First pitch is a little bit outside. As you can see, you're seeing that center field shot.
Yeah, Logan Carey, the sophomore outfielder, combine him with Dylan Harris, and they're the best table setters in the conference. 21 doubles for Harris, 12 for Carey, and an average of 367. So they get on for the big boppers.
Next pitch for Pope is just on the outside corner for strike. 1-1 here with 1 out in the bottom of the first inning. Field is in good shape considering the rain. They pulled the tarp, spent some time on it. Here's the next pitch. Little spinner pulled over there to Diaz at second. As I said, quick throw, and he's out. What did I say? Defense strong up the middle. He's made flashy plays all week. Extremely strong laterally, going left and right.
Yeah, and everybody on the infield here has a strong arm. So Diaz, from his knees, makes a spectacular play. Like you said, athleticism is out here for the Eagles, as Walter State's going to have to keep that in mind when hitting the ball hard.
Here's Hunter Wolf, the shortstop, big hitting shortstop. First team all-conference this year. Little curveball hits in the dirt by Pope for a ball, 1-0. Walter set their school record for wins this year with over 50 wins. Cruised through the regular season rather, winning that. #1 ranked team in the nation. Here's the next pitch, and that is belted. That looks like that's going to go. Home run. Hunter Wolf, 1-0. Walter State.
Yeah, that's how quick a game can turn with these kind of hitters in the lineup there. Pope leaves one up, and Hunter Wolf makes some pay. That's Hunter Wolf's 9th home run on the season. That's he got his money's worth, because here at Chattanooga State's field, it's 335 to the lines, 380 to the gaps, 400, and that's you had to get a lot of that one on the barrel.
Yep, you can't leave the ball out of the plate, and the reward for you after that is now to face the player of the year here in the conference, Austin Henry, the second baseman, who, like Diaz, is just very, very athletic defensively, as well as runs the bases and hits for power, and he can do it all. So,
hey, you talk about hitting for power, 73 RBIs on the season, 11 stolen bases. So he's one of the most productive, if not the most productive player in the conference this year.
Pitch in the dirt, gets behind 2-0. I mean, the kind of player, not that any of these other Walters State or Dyersburg, but this player here, when you look at him, wouldn't be surprised if we see him in a few years on TV playing. You know, he's got that kind of five-tool ability.
Yes.
You know, he projects, obviously. Not that there's several other ones that probably do too, but this one seems to be, could be very special.
Yeah, being named Conference Player of the Year, you know, his peers see that also in the opposing coaches, rather. So Henry on the season, just a stellar one here. The Ann Arbor, Michigan native, coming all the way down to Morristown, Tennessee.
Bottom. Ball 3-0 now behind the count. He's got 2 quick outs. Wants to get back on the wagon here and don't get deep in the score. Strike 1. No, he threw the bat there. He thought that was ball 4. We had a few of those. I know the umpires don't tread well on that. So, as you can see, get a close-up shot there of Hunter Pope. And here's the 3-1 pitch. Golfed into center field, and that's going to fall in front of Smith for a base hit. So Walters State, the engine's getting going here, obviously, and we see a little bit of activity now with Dyersburg State already. And then, you know, in this game, they can't afford the loss, so, you know, they can't let this thing get crazy. Now there's a running threat here, and we'll be watching him to see if there's any activity. Here's Duncan Pence, the third baseman, sophomore from Knoxville. I believe he's going to be committed to going to play for the Tennessee Vols next year, hometown, so he's got to be excited about that. Here's the pitch, giving it over to Henry. Let's give it a look and see if he's on the go. Good jump. Nope. Good block there by Yankel.
Another stat here for the Walters State offense. They set their team record in runs scored in a season. So this offense has been clicking on all cylinders this year and breaking records. That record was north of 600 runs scored on the season.
Next pitch is inside, so he's after that home run, he's lost his rhythm there a little bit. Will Nash is warming up for the Eagles. He's thrown quite a bit here in the tournament. Not that most of their staff hasn't, but we have seen him a lot in relief as a kind of a relief stopper. There's a slider, well needed there by Pope. 2-1. The Eagles coached by Robert White. Centers coached by Dave Shelton. 2-1's the count. Good running count here. Good running pitch there under normal situations. Here's the pitch, no run, and he pitches out. Oh, Yankel really wasn't paying attention there, and Henry was out there in no man's land.
Might have had him caught between going to second base and trying to get back to first, and Henry maybe gotten away with one there as Duncan Pence trying to move him around the bases.
Here we go with the 3-1 pitch. Fouled off there. Now it'll go full, and that will send Henry off on the next pitch. So base hit there. We'll have to see. He could actually score from that depending on where that is.
Yeah, Pence with 58 RBIs this season. And as I said earlier, Henry, 11 stolen bases. A good athlete at first base. Does a lot of things well. So I think you're right here. On the move, find a gap, and you could be in business. Looks like Pope knows that as well.
Keep him close. Yeah, he's got it on his mind. We appreciate all the views we've gotten this week and the Twitter following, and it's just been a great week for this tournament. Great weather up until this afternoon, late this afternoon, and he's going to walk him. So Coach White has got already now in a kind of a dilemma here. I can see it that he's grinding about it. One swing of the bat, and he's already 4 down. So I mean, this right now it's 1-0. Just needs to make a pitch, but it's easier said than done.
Yeah, Dyersburg State now. You start to count those arms in the bullpen and on your staff. Walters has been fortunate enough not to have to use a whole lot of pitchers as we see Tyler Gentry come up to the plate. So it's just a kind of a chess match between the coaches here, how they want to deliver it. And it looks like Coach White's coming out right now.
Yeah, here's a visit here just to settle him down. Say, look, we got to get a pitch, get out of this inning. I know the nerves are on, but hey, we're only down 1-0 here. Let's don't crash this to 4 immediately and be digging up a huge hole.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just a chance to kind of maybe subdue some momentum. And as he looks like he's going to bring in Will Nash, that's one of his dependable arms out of the pen. on the season. Will Nash, as I said, dependable arm, 3.86 ERA and 25 1/3 innings pitched, 31 strikeouts. So he's going to look to try and find some outs from Mr. Nash.
Nash is a freshman from Palestine High School. We don't know exactly where that is, unfortunately, because the roster page does not have cities, but he's pitched a lot. Like you said, he's pitched a lot in this tournament. He's looked good. He's obviously a guy that Coach Robert White trusts, and but at this point you're thin, like we've talked about, and you know what? You're just trying to do whatever you have to do, and who can get you outs, and unfortunately you're facing a extremely potent lineup. So
yeah, and almost as important, a team that hasn't really used a lot of arms from their pen, and a school that's known for having a lot of arms in their staff. So it's tough facing a team like Walter State. A lot of depth and a lot of positions, a lot of quality depth, a lot of positions. And the way Dyersburg started this tournament, just to break it down, they lose that first game to Cleveland State and immediately go to the losers bracket and have to battle their way through. And in that game to Cleveland State, they lost it when they were at one point leading 6-1. So kind of a tough way to begin the tournament, have battled their way back, but with all those games and all those arms being used, it takes a toll.
It does. And this was a game we were expecting to see the second night.
Yes.
It would have been maybe of course, we don't know how this game's going to play out, but it would have been very interesting to see how this game would have been on the second night with, more of a frontline pitcher starting for Dyersburg as well as Walters, obviously. But when we were coming, this is the thing we were really looking forward to.
Yep.
But in the tournament, they didn't take care of their business the first day, so here we are on the last day. It's just things happen in these tournaments.
As we look at Nash here, I think he's played in almost every game that pitched in almost every game that Dyersburg has played. He's been the guy that Coach White has leaned on out of the pen, and he's gotten in some jams. He's gotten out of some jams. That's part of pitching almost every game. But you're exactly right. This was the game we expected to see Tuesday at 4:30. Rather, it was the Walter State Cleveland State, and kudos to the Cougars for battling back in that game. But Dyersburg State in this tournament, a 4 seed, but as we hinted on earlier, the back-to-back conference tournament champions, this is not your typical 4 seed.
Isn't. I mean, they've been dinged up this year. Going into the season, everybody thought this team would be probably right behind Walters in the standings, and like I said, that these guys would be one of these two teams to be representing the region, which has obviously turned out that way. All right, we're back to action here now. So we've got Tyler Gentry, middle, first and second, 2 outs. First pitch coming from Nash. Driven to center. Let's see if that ball's going to, he's drifting right. Nice catch by Reed Smith. Boy, he was turned around. But he's very athletic, and he came up with the catch, and who knows what would happen if he hadn't done that.
Yeah,
So,
what a spectacular catch by Reed Smith. Loses it, finds it again deep in the shadow, and then lays out and makes a catch that saves potentially 3 runs. That's a huge play.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of like we're acting like we're shocked, but viewing it, I didn't think he was going to catch the ball because I thought he was turned around and you didn't know where it was at. So here we go. So it's 1-0 after 1. Walter State, and we'll move up to the top of the second here shortly. Second inning here for the Dyersburg State Eagles, down 1-0. They're going to lead off with Spencer Yankel.
And folks, we got a chance to look at that play again on the replay. Nice job by the guys in the truck. just a great angle there. We saw Reed Smith sprawl out Spider-Man-like to reel that one in on the warning track and save a couple runs. But as you said, the catcher Yankel at the plate.
Yankel being a sophomore, he's had a great tournament too. We saw him hit a home run last night. So he's a power hitter. He's the guy that, and that might be a tie game right here. We're going to see a drive to left field. That ball's gone. 1-1 very quickly. So as I said, and we said, Dyersburg can go mano-mano. They might not have all the bullets that Walter State has, but they've got the pedigree, and they're not a cupcake.
Yeah, and tell me that Reed Smith catch didn't get the juices flowing in the Eagles dugout as we see Yankel high-five some teammates there, and they're back in this game.
Yeah, when you come in down 3 or 4 to nothing as opposed to just being down 1 to nothing, you know.
Exactly. Now Reed Smith, the hero of last inning, comes up to the plate. So with a solo home run, you get the it's back to 0-0. You got to figure out how to get on base again.
All right, here we go with Reed Smith. Center fielder, high there. Brett Jones high with the pitch. 1-0.
Yeah, I think that's what he did last at bat. Left it high, and Yankel was able to turn on it. So Reed Smith, only a freshman this year. Great job in center field and plays a little third base.
Ball misses outside. Jones comes in with that crossfire right-hander. It's tough on. It's going to be tough on right-handed hitters. But he could be very. I know he can be very challenging. Ground ball to Pence at third, battling the sun. Nice throw there to Haney for the out. First out.
That was a bit of a Baltimore chop there by Reed Smith, and a speedy center fielder. Nice job to throw him out from Pence as Walters rebounds a little bit from that solo home run.
That'll bring up the first baseman, Ladarius Williams, a sophomore infielder, one of the mainstays from last year's club that went to Grand Junction. He's had a good tournament. There's a hard hit ball to right field to Gentry, and he's going to catch that one easy. He got a good piece of it, just elevated it too much where he couldn't get it down to land in front. But here we are with 2 outs. And that's going to bring up another key player from last year that we'll talk about because he's been dinged up a little bit, and I can tell he's hurt and he's struggling here. Andrew Swanson, the sophomore outfielder.
Yeah, he's an X factor, DHing today, but Conference Player of the Year last year and was an absolute stud in the box. Now he's down a little bit in the order, and if he can get going offensively, he can start driving in some runs.
Yep. Jones leads him off with a curveball a little bit outside, 1-0 here with 2 outs in the bottom of the second inning here at Chattanooga State Field. There's the pitch way outside, off-speed pitch.
Swanson's been injured, but still is hitting at a .297 average, which is really good. 300 hitter, and he's been injured all year, so he's got 4 home runs right now. But like we said, he's kind of battled some injuries here, and we'll see if he can muscle up some big hits for the Eagles late in the season.
Here's the 2-0 pitch from Jones. Fastball right over the plate. We're watching on this monitor. It's really nice from behind center field. We're not used to this. We're used to having to kind of figure out where that pitch was behind the home here. So this is kind of this is like Christmas here. We see it on TV a lot. Strike on the outside corner. I'm just used to watching this, on TV, ESPN, Fox, and all this. Now it's really nice to be sitting here and be able to actually know where these pitches are going.
Yeah, and to paint a picture, we're up behind the plate and to the left, so we're a little off, and there's a pole here, so our strike zone may be a little off in the previous broadcast, but right here now, like you said, we're seeing it.
Ground ball there to Hunter Wolf. Easily with a long throw to Haney, and that'll take care of this half inning. But not before the Eagles score 1 run on a home run by Yankel and tie the game up here at the top of the second. We'll move in the bottom of the second. 1-1 is the score. And here we are back to the bottom of the second inning here. Senators leading off. It's going to be the designated hitter, Luke Berryhill, freshman catcher. Another big swinger. He's going to face Will Nash. Nash is going to come in with the pitch. Off-speed pitch, nicely done there for a strike. 0-1, had him way out front.
Yeah, Berryhill, a redshirt freshman for the Senators from Canton, Georgia. And so he's had a great year catching and DHing for the Senators. They kind of rotate him and Goyard.
There's the pitch, swung and missed, a little off-speed. And you really got, I mean, we say it was with Walters, with these power hitters, off-speed stuff is going to win as long as you locate, but because they're so geared looking for fastball to elevate.
Yeah, here's a number for you. Berryhill's slugging percentage, .812 on the season. That is tops in the team. So an .812 from a redshirt freshman catcher, that's a lot of production from behind the dish.
That pitch was a ball. Here we're at 1-2 now with nobody out, starting off the bottom of the second. A pitch is skied to right field. Bitzenhofer's under it. Got room, and he's got it. Nice play. 1 out.
It's crazy to see the adjustments that these outfielders make from not being in their ballpark to, you know, familiarity. Not both of these teams played here, so it's a situation what Walters did. Well, it's a situation where you're not completely comfortable in the elements, but as we go on, and what are we in game 14, not including the play-ins, you figure out how to get adjusted.
That brings up the next hitter, Hunter Gilliland. Gilliland's a sophomore as well, catcher. A lot of these Senators made all-conference, which is not surprising when you win it, as well as having the gaudy numbers that they've had in hitting. There's a pitch that just missed low. Yeah. 1-1. You're right, going back to the field. I mean, this is a regulation like MLB-sized fields, but by now, both these teams, especially Dyersburg, has played so many games out here. They're familiar with the how it moves around and everything. Hard hit ball. Oh, nice play by O'Brien. Just robbed him on the left, down the left field line there at third base. So gives us 2 outs real quick.
Yeah, a little snow cone catch by
O'Brien. Hopefully we'll get a replay on that. That will be really nice. Just a stab. Here we go.
Take a look at this.
Here we go. Yes, sir.
That's a snow cone catch if I've ever seen one. You know, look what I found. O'Brien, who pitched last game, now holding down the hot corner.
It's going to bring up the first baseman, Drew Haney. Here with 2 outs, the bottom of the second. Fastball for a strike. Nash getting out in front now, and that's what you got to do with these guys. Haney, a freshman first baseman. 0-1 pitch coming up here. Nice off-speed pitch. Big difference now if we're seeing with Nash, able to get ahead.
Yep.
Mix up his pitches.
And Haney, not your traditional first baseman, at least in size, kind of thinner on the thinner side and more athletic. You usually see the more bulky. Both these teams, Ladarius Williams the same way, bigger, more strong, powerful first baseman. But both these guys can handle the mitt and they can hit doubles and steal bases.
And we're moving out here for an 0-2 pitch. Here we come. And setting up outside, and that's where he wanted it. Hoping maybe he'd fish and swing for it, but he smartly stayed back, and it's 1-2. Still set up good. He's in a good pitcher's count. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Oh, and just nicked him. That's what you try not to do, especially when you're ahead in the count, but he's got to go inside, try to work inside, and sometimes you're going to miss that.
Yeah, that one looked like it just caught him on the arm there as Haney will be able to shake that one off rather quickly and get back on first base. But that flips the lineup over, so dangerous hitters back in order.
Yes, sir. We're back up to the top of the order here. Dylan Harris. Harris, an all-conference center fielder.
0 for 1 on the day, though, grounded out to the shortstop McCutcheon. So now he's hitting. Well, now he's hitting that leadoff role. 21 doubles on the season for Mr. Harris.
Backdoor slider gets in for a strike. 0-1. You know, back at the top, I wouldn't be. Once again, you know, Walter State might be a little bit different. On normal conditions, I'd be thinking maybe we might see some running here because get him in scoring position and let Harris do his work. But if you get out, you're still back up the top of the order. But let's see what Coach Shelton decides to do. I'm sure in the past they've always been more of a station-to-station team.
Yeah.
1-and-1's the count.
And we've seen some examples of them incorporating some small ball, a lot more. The most amount of bunts I've ever seen from Walter State in a couple of these games here. So they're trying to incorporate that aspect, adding layers to their offense so where it's even more dangerous.
1-1 pitch coming up. High and in, 2-1.
Yeah, this out is very important to Will Nash, not only because it gets him out of the inning, but you know, he's up 0-2, then he gives a hit by pitch and allows a runner on, then you keep moving the line, you're just going to ask for trouble. The more walks and hit batsmen, with 2 outs, the more deadly it can be.
Here's the pitch, 2-1 coming up, and he's high, so he's got a little bit of a rhythm here of balls here. So you're right, he's got to get back in it because before you know it, you're hitting into the 2-3 with the Wolf, and I mean all of a sudden you're stressed, extremely stressed, more than you would normally be with this lineup. 3-1 the pitch. He's off, and he's going to walk. He's going to walk Harris. So we're going to have men on first and second for the left fielder, Logan Carey.
Yeah, right when you think all the momentum's kind of sliding over to the Walter State side, they tie it up with a home run. They make a nice catch in center field and make a spectacular catch at third base. Get 2 outs quick. You're thinking 3 up, 3 down. Next thing you know, Walter State draws 2 walks.
Seems like every inning when you deal with Walters, there's drama as far as, you know, when you're on the defense. Carey grounded to second on a really superb play by Diaz. So let's keep an eye on that. Williams playing back behind first. Spotted right there, and as we say, he's hit the ball in left field. Look at that ball stop in the water. He'll be a run score easy. Block that ball coming back into second. And here, as we know, after 2 quick outs, and here we go.
Yeah, it always seems like whenever you allow a couple of walks after 2 outs, it always comes back to bite you, doesn't it?
Yeah, then you're just chasing. You're chasing runs all the time, and it's just that's what beats down you over the long haul. Is you just never feel like you're ahead. You never feel like you can get ahead of the game because every time you go out in the field, you're just defensive with what you've got to face.
Now you're facing Hunter Wolf, who homered his last at bat with 2 runners on now. So
yeah, so Hunter Wolf, the sophomore infield shortstop.
Tough situation here.
He is committed, I understand, to TCU, and we'll talk about some of the commitments when they come up that I know of. Diaz trying to keep him close. 2 outs. Yep, and there's a launch. I don't think that's going to stay. Oh, it lands in the running track. It's still going to be as good as a home run practically. Stand-up double. I don't know if they lost that. Well, you just can't run that good out there right now because of the water, but it's too bad. But that's a 2 RBI double.
Yeah, he's just getting under the ball there and
he's launching
driving it. Yeah, you're exactly right. Hitting the launching pad, and he's loading and just driving through the ball. And this is where this lineup gets so scary because now you got Austin Henry coming up to the plate. So there's no hitter that you can take a break on here.
I believe I've heard that Henry also is committed to TCU, which is remarkable that that's the case. That both did middle infielders from the same team.
That's a pretty good.
That bodes well for TCU going into next year.
And that's a pretty good school that they're going to for baseball.
Sophomore infielder, yes, sir. 2 outs coming up. Here's the pitch. Fastball in. We're always promoting our Twitter page, and it's always active right now. Fielder's been updating every half inning all week, and we appreciate. I think we're well over 125 followers, I think, and just appreciate the following us and communicating with us, and just the banter and everything else. So if you're not able to watch on YouTube, you're in the car or whatever, you can follow on Twitter. Fastball way outside for a ball, 1-1. Catcher Yankel's going to come out and talk to Nash.
Yeah, and that Twitter handle is at TCCAA Region 7 BSB. So, like Mark was saying, if you can't keep up with us on YouTube, follow us on Twitter, hit that notification button, and you'll get an update every time there's an update in the game, at least at the half innings.
So we're back at it, 1-1 here with Austin Henry. The bats have come alive as soon as they started the game, and not a surprise, but we were like I said, it's going to be a case where it's going to be asking a lot of Dyersburg State pitching staff to keep these guys under control. Here's the pitch by Nash.
It's a good pitch.
Slider over the plate. 1-2. 4-1. Walter State here in the bottom of the second. It's going to be a 9-inning game at this point. The winner will represent Region 5. Tennessee heading down next week to play the winner of the Georgia tournament, which is started yesterday and is in the middle right now. Georgia will be the host team. They'll be a best 2 out of 3. There's a pitch low and away for a ball, 2-2.
Yeah.
They'll play a 2 out of 3. Excuse me, interruption. 2 out of 3, and the winner advancing, representing the East Central District in Grand Junction at the JUCO D1 World Series.
Yeah, and if you're Dyersburg State right now, the last thing you want to do is try and get in a shootout with this offense. They've got the arms and the pin to limit your offense while you're trying to put together some pitchers here still with all the games that you've played. So you've got to start trying to put some goose eggs up there and let your offense get going, and it starts right here with getting this middle of the order out of this jam.
Yeah, he just rolled over a ball way out front down the third base line. Yeah, I mean, Walter State bullpen really hasn't even been used much. They've only played 3 games, and their starters have been...
And when it has, they've been hit around a little bit against last game against Cleveland State.
Exactly.
So any bullpen susceptible to giving up some hits.
Ground ball to McCutcheon, easily taken right there to Williams, and they're out of the inning. Unfortunately, Diamonds done with 3 runs. So through 2, scores 4-1, Walter State. Into the top of the 3rd inning here. Dyersburg State, as mentioned, down 4-1. They're going to bring up their left fielder, Chandler Atkins. Atkins also was one of the big stars of their push to the World Series last year. He was a mid-season transfer. Sophomore, heading to Belmont, I understand, next year. Here's the pitch by Jones. Down and in the dirt, 1-0. Jones trying to mix up that curveball.
Yeah, the response here for Dyersburg State is crucial in this half inning. Can they put together good at-bats? Can they get runners on? I'm not saying they have to get 3 runs to tie it, but can they at least start chipping away at the Senators' lead?
Fastball outside for ball, 2-0. You're right, though. I mean, you just got to keep you got to keep chinking away, just kind of, I mean, you can't let the game get out of hand. You don't have to tie it up every inning, but fastball inside.
You can't get in a back and forth just to tie it up, work as hard as you can to tie it up, and then allow more runs. You've got to start getting those zeros on the scoreboard, and while your offense having just good, encouraging quality at-bats.
2-1's the count. Way inside there for a ball, 3-1. I mean, like last night we watched, or like yesterday afternoon we watched a quality winners bracket game between Ball and Walters. It was 2-0.
Yeah,
and
they've already doubled their score total from that game.
And there's a walk, and that's what Dyersburg is wanting. They need base runners, and they're kind of getting ready to turn over that lineup.
Yeah, and credit Vol State in that game holding them to only 2 runs.
Yeah.
Now, they weren't able to score a run themselves, but, Walter's offense is susceptible to dry spells. Now, Hunter Wolf is trying to make his imprint and not allow that in this game, but they are, the lineup can be subdued and limited.
Bryce O'Brien, the sophomore pitcher infield. He's playing third base today. He's had a good series as well, good week. He's from Etowah, Georgia, I believe. Sophomore. He takes the first pitch ball outside, 1-0. You know, Jones probably is I take it by the fourth game, he might be their fourth line pitcher. Fastball high, but like, you know, as I mentioned too also earlier, you get past those first three pitchers and they're dominant, there's no doubt.
Yep.
You know, Lehman, Knack, and Alford, and nothing to knock the rest of them, but you know what, I've seen during the year, and you get into that, you know, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th.
Yeah, the deeper you
feel
go.
like you got a chance a little bit. Here's the pitch, 2-0. Punch there outside. He was trying to go opposite field, kind of trying to protect the plate. It's 2-1.
Yeah, and just to piggyback on what you're saying, once you get to a bullpen here at this level in this conference, there's no guarantees. You don't know exactly what you're getting out of your pin. Now you have an idea and you know the stuff, but you don't know if they're able to locate, and that's at any level, honestly. Right. So once you get there, and like you said, the deeper you get in that staff, you don't really know. There's a little more uncertainty.
2-1 pitch is ripped. Oh, just foul. A little bit too fast with the bat through the zone, and it's going to even the count. That was well hit. He was on it. He just was a little bit too quick.
Yeah, that would have been nice for Dyersburg to move the line along, get some, like we said, energy, some juice flowing through that dugout, as we've already seen it alive and well in the Walter State side.
Well, it's a little. I mean, it's wet in left field because of the tarp pulled off and all that, and they tried to squeegee, but it's wet out there, and so these left fielders not going to be able to run like they normally could. So you can take a base if you want to be a really aggressive. 2-2 pitch. Oh, he whiffed at that, tried to reach out. Oh, he might have caught it. Yeah, okay, he just caught it barely, and catcher dropped it, so it was not a foul tip catch.
Yeah, you're right. Go out in left field, not to mention the ball will slow down, and it's going to be wet when you go to pick it up and throw it. So that's not an ideal situation right there out in left field. You've got to be on your game.
I'm sure that's been discussed by both coaches with their players about that. Hey, we're going to be aggressive on the base. Watch me, and let's see what happens if the ball's going out there. 2-2 pitch coming up. Fastball caught looking right over the plate. You can't take that with 2 strikes. That's a called third for the first out, and that's going to bring back up the leadoff hitter, shortstop Blake McCutcheon. McCutcheon grounded out to second base last time.
Yeah, it's a big out that opens up the double play to get out of the inning, and if that's the case, momentum is going to swing back to Walter State more so than it already is. But McCutcheon here is solid here. We've talked about in his first at-bats, hit into the gaps for a lot of extra bases, and the Eagles are going to need that now.
Fastball in. He kind of turned. I don't think he committed to. Well, they called a strike. I guess they're going to call that he. Okay, foul ball. I was watching it live. I wasn't watching the screen. Probably was easier if you watched it on the screen. I'm still learning this too. I'm so used to watching it live through the window. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Floating curveball outside on the outside part for a ball, 1-1.
Yeah, just Pope's had some issues locating that curveball. He's done a nice job spotting the outside fastball a couple of times, and if he can control that, that opens up the rest of his arsenal.
Quick toss over to first base to keep Atkins honest. There's that sideline shot that we were telling you about from third base. Really nice. We're not used to getting that, so that's one of the values here. You're watching this game, getting the full angles here at the ballpark. There's a ground ball to Wolf. Nice hop he gets. And a wild throw. Let's see, he's going to get to first. Okay, so that'll get 2 outs, but it puts a runner in scoring position. Bad throw there off Henry off the turn, but he was hoping to get the scoop. Didn't get it, so it's going to be an error on Henry on that.
Yeah, it looked like he rushed the throw a little bit, did Henry, and it cost him a base. So there are 2 outs, though. It is Dino Diaz, but you know, still 2 outs, a runner on second, scoring position, single, and cuts the lead to only 2. So
Diaz, sophomore infielder, as mentioned. He's from Parkview High School. If I was betting Parkview, I know there's a high school in the Atlanta area. I'm not sure, but you know, like I said, it's frustrating when you don't really know the city. It's almost like I tell you the high school. I can't tell you exactly where that's at. He struck out last time up. Here's the pitch from Jones. Crossfire fastball for a strike. As I mentioned, the Georgia playoffs going on right now. We noticed that Abraham Baldwin at Agricultural College was playing South Georgia this morning in the 2 winners games. It's a 4-team tournament, much different from the Tennessee one here. Curveball outside, and so that's going to probably last 3 days, weather permitting. So I believe Abraham Baldwin won that game, so they were sitting pretty as the undefeated team, waiting for, it's just a condensed version of what we've gone through for the last 5 days. One pitch coming up. Fastball hit to Gentry. Nice hop, or Henry rather, and there's the out to first, and that'll take care of the inning there. No runs for Dyersburg State there in the top of the 3rd. They're going to hit the field, but it's down 4-1. Walter State through 2.5. Here we go here at the bottom of the 3rd inning. Leading off is the 3rd baseman, Duncan Pence, who walked last time up. Pitch by Nash is ripped into center field. Right in front of Smith for the base hit. So here we go with the merry-go-round. Hey, I want to shout out to some people. We got a lot of people like all over. I know we got some people in Houston, Texas right now, some family members. Actually, I think my wife is at a volleyball game right now. My daughter, Fielder, your cousin, is playing.
Yep.
And I want to say hello to all the folks there from Dawson High School. Hopefully they're doing well tonight. It's a practice game. Wish I was there. I'm trying to get there on Tuesday. But here we go back up here to right field. The right fielder, Tyler Gentry, flew out to center field last time. Here's the pitch. Well, he got under that to see if that stays in the park. Is that the drifting foul? See, that's fair. That's fair. Home run, 2-run home run from Tyler Gentry. Pitcher's upset, so what are you going to do? They're going to elevate. They're going to golf if you pitch the ball too far up. And that's a 2-run home run. And score quickly goes to 2 runs, and the whole team is out there at home plate. And this that's kind of interesting. You don't normally see the whole team out at the home plate this early in the game.
Looks like Coach Robert White's out discussing something with the umpire.
He's not happy, I know about that.
Yeah, that's not something you usually see unless in a walk-off.
The protocol there, early in the game like this, you see something like that when it's a game-winning shot. 6-1. Walters, here's the next pitch to Luke Berryhill, and he golfs it into left field for a base hit. It's going to chase Atkins into the corner. That'll be a double for sure.
Yeah, just to go back to Gentry's home run, and also Berry Hills was an example of this. They went out and got their 9 irons and went down and got those as he lifted that one. As you said, foul. I thought it was foul as well, but the way the left fielder is playing it, it ended up, like you said, fair. So Berry Hill there is just squaring the ball up, getting the barrel on it. And now the Dyersburg Eagles looking to find some answers.
And here comes Robert White out to talk to Nash. He's not, I'm sure, you know, the game is getting close to getting here to the point where he obviously didn't want it here at this point, but 6-1 was going to be a challenge anyway, but now it's really, you get too far behind, you just start getting buried, and the morale drops and everything else. So it's imperative here, I think, for Dyersburg to regroup. You know, we're talking about, I mean, although it's early in the game, it's the bottom of the third, but yeah, you got to climb, but you also realize that Walter State gets at-bats too, you know, as the game progresses along. It's not, you don't get to shut them down and then just use 6 innings extra more to get back in it. So the pitchers that are out there just got to get after it and try to do what they have to do to keep the ball in the park.
You just got to start executing your pitches a little better and executing as a team as a whole. I know it sounds simple, easier said than done, but that's just kind of the case here. And it starts with getting out of jams, working on getting out of jams and letting your offense get going, because Dyersburg's offense is just as good as this Walters State offense in terms of talent. So just a matter of, can they get the at-bats strung together and get out of jams.
Here's Hunter Gilliland, the catcher. Fastball, the dirt for a wild pitch. Berry Hill will advance to third. Nobody out here in the bottom of the third.
There you go, Gilliland.
Ball in the shoulders there for a hit by pitch.
Number 11.
Runners on first and third.
Looks like Nash has just lost a bit of control here, and as we say, take a look at it here, right off the bicep. That's not going to hurt too much, as Gilliland's going to get a free base. Now, runners on the corner, you do have the double play ball into effect, but that will allow a run. So Dyersburg's got to buckle down here.
You would trade a run for 2 outs. I know if you asked him right now, but here's Drew Haney, the first baseman, 9-hole hitter. There's the pitch, and he takes a mighty swing. I can't find the ball.
Maybe he headed for the stands.
That's going out of bounds right near us to the right. Hits the, I hear aluminum, so it hit the seats. Haney's a freshman as mentioned before, number 11. Apparently he might have hit somebody on the head.
They seem to be okay.
Yeah. Okay, here's the pitch. Swing and a miss on a slider that was outside.
Hey, move that ball, kid.
Overly aggressive, so he's behind the count, 0-2.
Nice and loose.
Nash comes to the stretch. 0-2 pitch.
Attaboy,
Outside, tried to punch it to the right field, but
Hey, move that ball.
instead hit it in the parking lot. 0-2, 1 out.
Here you go, Drew. Move that
Yeah, it's
ball.
interesting. We've seen a lot of home runs today. Well, already 3, but in this whole tournament, there have probably been a total of, Dyersburg did last game go back-to-back, but not a whole lot
Not
of
a
home
lot.
runs.
You're right, not a lot.
And no wind today.
Yeah.
That's not affecting the hits as well. So a lot of power today, a lot of barrels.
0-2, miss for a strikeout. For 1 out.
Here you go, David.
I'll bring up the leadoff hitter, Dylan Harris, the center fielder. I do know that Harris is committed. He's going to play for the Tar Heels of North Carolina next year.
Hey, nice and short.
It's another strong baseball program's going to get a player here from Walters State.
Yeah, here's the double play ball all queued up for you as you can get out of the inning with only 2-run damage.
Here's the pitch outside. It'll be a tough double play turn though.
Oh, yeah.
Harris can definitely get up the line, but
They've got the arm.
the right ball hit right at one of the Eagles, preferably the shortstop or second, they could turn it fast enough.
Absolutely.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss for a strike, 1-1.
And him being a lefty, it could be hit the Ladarius wounds. We saw him throw a few innings last game and keep the offense or the defense afloat. So he's got a strong arm as well.
Here's the 1-1 pitch.
Attaboy. Hey, good hands. Attaboy.
Curveball in the dirt, nicely blocked by Yankel, who's already been busy
Dylan, let's go, kid.
handling these balls in the dirt. So it's 2-1 here. 1 out. Fastball just roped into right field. Bitzenhofer's going to get it back in. Hold him to first and second, but that will bring another run in. Make it 8-1.
Yeah, good piece of hitting there by Harris. Just takes the ball where it wants to go, and now the Senators get another run in and build on that lead, because that's always important in this region.
Left fielder Logan Carey.
Carey coming up, the 2-hole hitter, got a base hit RBI last time up. Here's the pitch.
Yeah, good
Backdoor,
pitch.
you know, backdoor curveball, slider. Looks like a curveball. Caught him for the strike.
It's called a slurve.
Slurve, okay. Okay, yep. Here's the 0-1 pitch in the dirt, nicely blocked again by Yankel, and he's going to go out and talk to Nash.
And what do these conversations usually consist of?
Listen, the scores, I mean, yes, it's 7-1. We gotta get our spots, relax, stay in the moment. We're gonna get in, we can hit the ball.
Yeah.
We're gonna score some runs. We've made it through the long haul. Just, you know, keep us in the game. You know, find my glove and let's play catch.
Yep.
Really that simple. 1-1 pitch coming up here to Carey. There you go. Off-speed pitch, flied up. McCutcheon's going to McCutcheon's going to come get that. Super aggressive out there. And he's got it for the fly out. So we got 2 outs. Whatever he said worked, right?
Yeah.
You know, got him back on here. He's not out of the woods yet, obviously, but here's the damage guy
Yeah,
right here,
this
right? That's probably what he said in advance, but you know, this is the guy that's done double and home run. He's done the damage, so you've got to be careful with this guy, obviously.
Yeah, that's the conversation he's going to have to carry over for one more at-bat, because Hunter Wolf, as you said, double and a home run already in this game, and it's still early.
Here's the pitch. Fastball out. 1-0. Here's the 1-0 pitch coming up. And pitch down and in. Didn't find the spot. 2-0. So here we are in that danger zone.
Yeah, hitters count.
You know, if I walk him, look who I got coming up. Bases loaded. Got to come in, but I still got to make a pitch in that zone to get the strike, and that's the rub. So.
Go walk. Go Hunter.
Got some action in the Dyersburg pin. Oh, he got a break there, I believe. The ball was a little bit in, but it was on. Must have been on the black, but it was still. That was the pitch. I mean, he made a good pitch. Wolf couldn't have done anything with that pitch anyway. So 2-1's the count here with 2 outs. fouled off into the parking lot behind first base dugout. 2-2's the count now. Here's the pitch. Nice pitch. Strike three. Wolf looking. And that'll get them out of the inning. Not before 3 more runs scored for Walter State. And we are through 3. 7-1 Walter State. Here to the top of the 4th inning. Dyersburg State leading off with J.P. Bitzenhofer. And we got to get the offense. They have to get the offense going again, right, fielder?
Yeah, exactly right. And it starts with getting runners on. I know that sounds idiotic, almost as simple, but quality at bats, taking pitches, seeing good pitches, getting the one that you want, and driving it for line drives.
Curveball outside for a ball, 1-0 by Jones, who's been staked to a 7-1 lead.
Yeah, he's got a lot of cushion now, and he can kind of throw freely with ease, but can't take too much liberty with it.
Fastball in the outside corner for strike, 1-1. He's given up 1 hit here through 3 with 1 run, no errors. The line score on Walter, 7 runs, 8 hits, 1 error. There's an outside fastball in the corner. Paints the corner for strike, 1-2. As I mentioned, he's got that 3/4 slot release. It's going to be tough. It's tough, I know, on the righties to pick that ball up. And then when he throws the curveball, way out front. Oh, did he go? Check. Nope. All right. I didn't think he did, but you know what? Full count, or 2-2 count on Bitzenhofer. I hope I'm pronouncing him, but that's what I've been calling him all week. Strike 3. First out.
Yeah, it's a big out there. So you come in, score 3 runs, and you come back out, and it's playing a really solid lineup in the Eagles, and you get that first out. As we take a look at it here, that's just a good pitch right on the knees.
Yeah, brings up Spencer Yankel. We know what Spencer Yankel did last time. He supplied the only run for Dyersburg with a home run over the left field fence. We'll see how the Senator pitcher Jones attacks Yankel now coming off that home run. Throws a curveball way out of the zone. Started it too much in the plate for the break, so I think he probably wanted to start that on the other side of the hit and let it break into the inside port, but he was way off on that. 1-0. There's that crossfire fastball for strike, 1-1.
the combination there. First you get the off-speed hanging kind of curve outside, then you get the outside on the black fastball. So you got to keep your eye level soft.
Hard hit ball right by Henry for a base hit. So Yankel is doing his work. Second hit of the day. He's come to play, so
It's just time to wake up those other 8 guys.
yeah. So now we're going to have another guy that they need to get going. He's had a good tournament. He's a catalyst, a very speedster. Reed Smith, the center fielder. Smith is a freshman from Russellville High School. He'll be back next year, I guess, and he'll be a big player for them. I know McCutcheon's a freshman as well. So there's the pitch coming from Jones, who throws it right by him for a strike.
Yeah, this roster's loaded. They've got a lot of talent coming back, and they had a lot of talent coming back the previous year. So Coach White and company's got a solid group here going forward for the next few years.
Yeah, they've gotten to the point now. They're like Walters. They're in reload mode. A lot of teams are in a lot of teams look at each year as rebuilding, but they're at a level now where they're in reload. So
they're in a nice little area outside, just south of Missouri and around Memphis, that area.
Yeah, just north of Memphis.
Not too far from Nashville.
High curveball for a ball 1-1. Yeah, they're about I believe about 60 miles plus from Memphis on the north side. But you're right, they can draw from that little tri-state area.
Yes,
as well as getting I know last couple of years they've gotten from transfers from other schools from all over the place. So
the Mississippi area.
Yeah, there's a scorching foul ball right into the parking lot near your car, fielder. So hopefully you're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. We've all dodged it this week. You know, there's been some scuds hit into that parking lot.
Yeah,
it's been unbelievable. I haven't heard of any broken windows, though. You know, I mean, nobody's
knock on wood
from the chat people about that.
No,
nobody's really. I haven't heard that, so I guess they've been lucky.
There's a sign.
1-2. Fighting it off. Here's another one that goes back right behind us, kind of
heading for the truck.
Yeah, heads up back there.
Yeah.
We see that umbrella out there in center field. That's the area where our center field camera is.
I once was in a production where the foul ball landed inside the truck. We had a door open and the foul ball landed inside. It was crazy. Odds are insane.
Try to get that inside corner close. 2-2. Yeah, you did a lot of work during your time. You went to ETSU. So you were handling play-by-play color for baseball as well. Were you doing basketball as well?
Well, some soccer, but yeah,
soccer
for ETSU, and that was where the incident happened. The foul ball just smashes into the production truck, and now that's all you hear in the microphone, a loud bang and some screams.
That was rolled over for foul. Of course, up there, I'm sure you were telling me you wear headphones and stuff. We're not wearing headphones, so you can hear the conversation maybe between production and camera, right? So when something like that happens, it's
heard in your one ear.
You know exactly what's going on.
In one ear you have the producer, in the other ear you have the feed. So you're listening to the feed, and then you hear a bang and some screams in your left ear. So yeah.
There you go here with a 2-2 pitch coming up from Jones. Grounder here to Henry. This could be 2. Lands to the Wolf. Nice. I can get there in time. So we're going to have 2 outs. Runner on first for Ladarius Williams, the slick fielding first baseman. We saw him pitch here in the first game today. He did a good job. You know, he did exactly what Robert White, get him some innings. I think he'll do about 7 innings. Wasn't dominating by as far as velocity, but he just got the job done. But he is an excellent first baseman.
Yeah, and Williams, I spoke about his size earlier. Coming into this season, he lost 40 pounds.
It's amazing.
From last season. So he's in a new shape and better shape here, and he attributes it to all the running that Dyersburg State did in the offseason.
That's a lot of running. I mean, I did
40 pounds.
You know, where I played junior college ball at, we did a lot of running too. And I didn't lose 40 because I couldn't afford to lose 40, so barely be able to hold on to my weight. So, yep.
It's astonishing.
0-1 is the count to Ladarius Williams with 2 outs. Here's the pitch coming by Jones. And he pops it up to first. I think Haney might have a play. It's going to be right on the fence line.
Ran into first base coach there.
Try, Drew, get right. Get out of the way, man. Get him out of the way.
It was on the other side of the fence. I don't think
As it looks like
that would have made a difference.
kind of a little collision with the first base coach for Dyersburg.
And here comes Shelton.
Coach Shelton's going to have
Coach Shelton's going to have a talk with the home plate ump to see about, I'm sure he's asking about interference.
Yeah, it looks like the umpire may be saying that ball was way out of play. He's not going to be able to make a play on that.
How way out of the play it was.
Yeah.
Right. It was out of play. I don't think
he's going to make a play on it, so that's his argument. But Coach Shelton, understandably, trying to defend his guys.
No doubt, no doubt. 0-2 on Williams here with 2 outs. Smith getting a token lead here, not much. Here's the pitch. Grounder there, hard to Haney, and he'll take it himself for the 3rd out, and that'll take us through the 3rd inning, or 3.5 innings rather. Walter State up still 7-1. Here to the bottom of the 4th inning. Leading off for Walters is the 2nd baseman, Austin Henry. 7-1 here, Walters. Here comes Nash. He's stayed in here. Nobody warming up, and in this case, State. Why? So Nash has kind of got the ship here. He's going to have to take it to wherever it's going to go. 1-0. And he's high for a ball, 2-0, and they want to go head down this this railroad track here. It's not going to take you in the right direction if you get to where, once again, we're getting behind hitters and all that. But there we go, 3-0. I mean, he's thrown just about every game, right? I mean, we've seen Nash, you know, like I said, it's been short relief, you know, spot here and there. I mean, he hasn't thrown deep. But, you know, in these tournaments where you're throwing every day, some of these pitchers aren't used to going 5 days or whatever in a row. And I think their staff was a little bit short anyway. 3-1. There's a pitch popped up. Now here we go, the same thing. Williams, I don't think he's got enough room, though. And it's going to chase over there into the garden area. Okay, foul, so runs the count full. You know, we were talking during the break. I mean, Dyersburg State, as I mentioned, 2-time defending conference tournament champion, represented in the East Central District. I mean, 2 years ago, they went to Darton and came within a couple of outs of representing to go to Grand Junction. There's a ground ball straight up the middle for Henry on the 0-2 or on a full count pitch. So he's leading off with a base hit, and that'll bring up Duncan Pence, the 3rd baseman. But you know, they got within a couple outs. It was cruel to go to Grand Junction, and then of course last year everything felt they hosted the district tournament. But you know, 2 years ago Walter State went there, competed, and Dyersburg really put a pounding on them, quite frankly. And so the last 2 years has been Dyersburg's. Oh, here we go. Cue shot. He's got to hurry. Oh, he threw that soft. Way too soft. You got to throw that ball harder to Williams. I don't know what happened there. That or he short-armed it. But you got to throw. You got to step in to throw it here a little bit harder than that. So been on first and second and nobody out.
Yeah.
So, you know, I mean, it's been a nice ride the last 2 years for Dyersburg. And I'm sure memories are short, memories are long for certain teams who remember the beating that they took. And, you know, they were on probation last year, didn't really have a chance to compete. So kind of puts us in this situation right now where this is their time. So
Yeah, and, you know, with Walter State and Dyersburg, these two teams have been towards the top, like you're saying, for the past few years. So there's no love lost here between these two
highly
foes.
competitive programs, right?
Oh, yeah.
Fastball in for a strike to Gentry, number 27, the right fielder. And that happens all over the country with different regions, man. When you're at the top echelon like that, you're gonna, I mean, you're used to, you want to go places. So it's two big dogs going at it in the pen with each other, right? So here we go with a 1-1 count. He missed there on that pitch there, low and out. Looking for a ground ball desperate. It's tough to get with these guys because they don't hit ground balls too much. So when they are, they're scuds and generally not getting them. See, what are we talking about? Inside pitch, he golfed that. That's going to go. That's a fair ball. 3-run home run. Here we go. Tyler Gentry. That's his second home run of the day. That's 5 RBIs for Gentry. That's 10-1. And I'm probably going to be it for Nash.
Berryhill.
Yeah, just an absolute missile off the bat for Gentry. They came to play today to the Senators. They
had a point to prove, I think.
Yeah, they don't care what the ball field is.
They're making that point really clear.
Yeah, they don't care what size the ball field is. It could be 500 feet to left field. They're trying to hit over it, and they're making good contact, and a lot of pitches are being left towards the middle portion of the plate. So credit these hitters, especially Gentry. Wow, 2 home runs and a fly out to center on the day. Wow, that's that's in the biggest
RBIs,
game of the season.
Yeah.
Wow, 5 RBIs.
We'll see who the relief pitcher is. I didn't catch a number when I went up there. When I saw him walking up there, looking for that side shot. Oh, is it going to be O'Brien? Is O'Brien going to come in to pitch? He closed the game, the previous game. Oh no, wait, no.
Looks like he's
talking. I thought he had the ball. 9.
That'd be Brian Perez.
Brian Perez, who's listed as a third baseman. We've seen him play third. Maybe he's going to play. He is going to pitch now. So that's Brian Perez. But we've seen the arm from third is good, but hey,
our graphic
he's a freshman, so he's gonna get some time. We'll see. Maybe we'll see him next year throwing full time.
Yeah, this says an infielder does have some pitching stats here. He's 1-1 with a 2 1/3 inning pitched, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, 2 Ks, 7.71 ERA. And as our graphic listed, infielder has played third base here in this tournament for a majority whenever O'Brien would come in to pitch. So we'll see what Brian Perez can bring to the table as Dyersburg Eagles looking to find some answers, quite honestly.
Yes. Well, what can you say? I mean, we got a break here. Let's recap the tournament here. Obviously, we're in the championship game. The tournament started on Monday. Well, we actually started on Sunday with a couple play-in games. We officially started on Monday, and we've gone through now to game 4. This is game 14. And I'll get to it. We're getting ready to start the play here. So coming up here to bat is the DH, Luke Berryhill. Berryhill had a double last time up.
Yeah, just one of the, and to use a term you've said, just another one of those scud missiles that they're just launching.
I mean, you can even see their swing. I mean, it's golf.
Just the sound of the
there's
bat.
a strike. Fastball, blew it right by him.
Yeah.
Shadows starting to form. We're right at sunset here. Beautiful. Now we're back to a beautiful postcard, night. There's a fastball, golfed again, but up in the air high. McCutcheon's trying to find him. His back's to it. Here comes Smith, And nice play there. He let a long run. McCutcheon had his back to the
Where was he
to
going?
the plate. I don't know what, but you know what? He's made a lot of spectacular plays out there in the short, but Smith is very athletic.
That's right towards the sun as well for McCutcheon. He's facing that area. So good job by Smith there to back up his teammate because McCutcheon looked like he was headed to the fence.
Here's Hunter Gilliland, the catcher. Hit by pitch last time. Pitch by Perez. Off-speed pitch inside for a ball, 1-0.
Whoa.
Swing and a miss on a high fastball.
You should have seen his face on that swing on the screen.
Came out of his shoes.
Yeah, that was, he fell off balance there. Felt the wind off of that one.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. Oh, he went. You got to call that, yes, sir. Body turned. That's a strike, 1-2.
It's a dangerous game, but if you can run in on the hands of these hitters, they're going to go around.
Yep.
But if you
it's
miss,
a game, but you got to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to commit yourself to do that. There you go. See, that's where you got to work. I mean, you're gonna. It's a ball, but when you're in a hitter or a pitcher's count, you got to do that. You just have to commit yourself to it. Hope that you're, quite frankly, a quality pitcher that can really live on that in the black.
Attaboy, way to work.
There's a pitch scudded out to right to the parking lot. Because what it does is you try to get them off the plate. They don't really watch them. They don't resist that. But in theory, you get them off the plate, then you can hit the outside portion. And like this guy tried to do there, but he rolled over one too hard and just too much power. Rolled through past McCutcheon over in the hole there, the 6 hole, for a base hit.
Now up, first baseman, Drew Haney.
Here comes the 9-hole hitter, Drew Haney, who struck out last time.
Yeah, Perez hoping to use that hook to get a ground ball double play. That would be huge as he mixes in the fastball curve. That one hit him. Another hit by pitch for Haney. That's 2 on the day for Mr. Haney, as he's just been a victim of trying to crowd the plate, trying to own the inside portion of the plate.
You're going to get on the plate.
So we see here.
You're going to pay a price, yes.
Hit that arm guard. That's why you pay the money.
I mean, if you're going to get upset, you get in that area. Pitcher owns part of that real estate too. He's entitled to go into that. So
now you got problems if you're the Eagles. Back to the top of the lineup.
Here comes Harris back up with a base hit. So we're back up the top of the order. Fastball right on the black on the outside for a strike, 0-1. Looking at the lineup, just about everybody except for Haney has joined the hit parade.
He's been hitting other ways.
Yeah. There's a nice pitch outside, and they're going to call that strike 2 on the check. 0-2. Perez looks good. I mean, he's thrown a few innings. He probably hadn't had to throw a lot during the year, but he's got a good live arm, and he's, this is going to be a good experience for him anyway going into next year. I'm sure they're looking at him to be a guy that come in and throw more innings.
Similar to Bryce O'Brien, the other third baseman.
Right. There you go. Call third. That was dicey, but hey. Down, 10-1. Head back, take it, and head back to the dugout.
Yeah, take a look at it here. It looks a little outside.
He brought it back
frame
in.
job.
Catcher did a good job of framing. That's what they do in the bigs too. Logan Carey, the left fielder, coming up now. Flew out to McCutcheon and sent shortstop last time. Fastball wailed out there to the tennis court. The thing is Perez, he's got enough velo.
Yeah.
That they're having a hard time, trying to catch up with it a little bit, So the other 2 guys, quite frankly, just I don't think have enough velo, obviously, to slow their bats up. See, they're late.
Yeah, and there's risk reward with that because they do connect with it. It goes further, but right now they're not connecting with it.
Right.
So, live with that and then try and incorporate that hook that you've got, and maybe you can get yourself some ground balls or strikeouts.
Here's in the 0-2 pitch, getting ready to come up here with 2 outs. And a little while, but way out of the zone. 1-2 here to Carey in the bottom of the 4th. Senators have plated 3 in the last 3 innings. 3-3-3 there staring at us. Fastball outside again, out of the zone, unhittable.
Yeah, you gotta love what
2-2.
Perez is doing there. You see him, his grip when he gets into his stretch, and it's always in those four seams. And there's not a whole lot of wiggling going on in the glove, so you know what's coming if you're a viewer here. There's a little wiggling there.
2-2 pitch.
Attaboy,
High and up. I mean, these are three pitches that the hitters wouldn't swing at anyway, so they've been kind of waste pitches. You don't want that. I mean, I know you would like to have those a little bit closer where they were more chance that he'd hit out of the zone, but those pitches are so high they're not going to swing at him anyway. So here we are with a full count. Runners will be on the go. Strike three, looking on carry. He doesn't like it, but he's out.
Hustle out. Let's go.
And that'll take care of the fourth inning. That'll take care of the fourth inning, and we're through 4, 10-1 Walter State. Here we go to the top of the fifth inning now for the Eagles. 10-1 Senators here through 4. It's going to lead us off with Andrew Swanson. Swanson grounded out the shortstop last time. Eagles need offense.
Yeah, desperately. They need something going here just to get some energy back in that dugout. They seem to be kind of sleepwalking. Maybe those 2 strikeouts looking from Perez and get them, I don't know, a little something there, a little momentum swing, if you will.
Fastball misses on the outside for ball, 1-0. Yep, we're going to do that. Wish we could tilt that screen, but we can't. There's a fastball, catches the corner for a strike, 1-1.
Yeah, it's abundantly clear that those corners are open for fastballs with this umpire. So if you're a pitcher, you got to start trying to find some of those.
Yes, sir. Well, it's been a long day for them, too. So there's the pitch coming.
That's a good pitch.
Another pitch on the corner, strike, 1-2. Swanson has been dinged up a little bit. We've noticed him during the first game. I mean, his back is giving him some issues. He's trying to play through it. He's been dinged up off and on throughout the year, according to Coach White. So, 1-2 pitch. Boy, a nice spinner there that had him way out in front for the first out.
Yeah, you go out, you go fastball. I take a look at it here. Fastball on the outside. Let's pull the string.
Nice.
Swing and a miss, like you said, out in front. Nice work there by the guys in the truck.
That's going to bring up the left fielder, Chandler Atkins, who walked last time up. Yeah, nice hook by Jones there. There's a foul right over my head, back there into the sport court area behind us. Good crowd on hand tonight. Obviously, a lot of Walter State people.
They usually travel
Dyersburg
well.
contingent that's been with them all week. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Off-speed changeup probably had him way out front for a strike. 0-2 here with 1 out. Top of the fifth inning.
Yeah, this is what you want if you're the Senators. You get a couple more runs scored in your half of the inning, then come out and start pounding strikes. And that's a recipe for some W's.
Fastball outside, he barely rolls over into foul. Well, you know what? Also, I mean, here we are at the top of the 5th. The Eagles don't get any score here. Senators come up, put a couple runs on. This thing's over.
Yeah, it's
they play
10
the 10
after
run
7.
roll.
Yeah,
I keep thinking it's 10 after 5. I mean, it's okay. You're right. So yeah, so we're kind of getting close to that area here. You know, the way the Senators attacking.
Look, you got 2 hits.
Top
for Dyersburg State.
Fastball way high up there for ball 1 and 2. But yeah, we're kind of getting down close to that road where, you know, the way that we haven't. There's no zeros yet on the Walters side, so they're just been a machine, which, you know, it's not a surprise. Here we go with the pitch, and he had a little bloop, but I think Harris is going to have that in center for an easy catch for 2 outs. And that's going to bring up third baseman Bryce O'Brien.
Yeah, Dyersburg with 2 hits on the afternoon and only 1 walk. So you're not getting hits, you're not drawing walks. Not going to get a whole lot of offensive production unless the other team's just kicking the ball around.
Not at all. Yes, yeah, exactly. It's been a well-pitched game, obviously, by Jones. He's been in complete control except for 1 pitch, more or less, and obviously tremendous offensive support. There is a fastball down low for a ball 1-0.
Yeah, Jones has looked good. Yesterday's pitcher, the lefty, I'm blanking on the name.
Alford.
Yeah, threw well against Vol State as well.
Oh, there's a base hit in the right field. It's going to chase Gentry in the corner. Let's see if he tests him. He's going to. There's a throw. Nice throw. A little bit off there, and that's a stand-up double for O'Brien. Good job there by Mr. O'Brien taking that pitch into the right field. We'll see if we'll get a replay on that. Get a view. He just took that ball like you should on the outside corner.
Yeah, a little bit of slippage out there and right by Gentry. That's, you know, you're susceptible to that with all the rain that they have. But O'Brien was thinking, too, once he saw that ball bounce towards the fence. So nice job of getting out of the box. 2 outs.
There's the replay coming up.
Runner on second, yeah.
So you folks can see that. Went with it, but he chased Gentry there to the corner. Nice turn there by O'Brien.
And there's the slip right there. That buys you a little time. A good throw, though, by Gentry. Just after that slip, you're not going to be able to get it.
Back up the top of the order here, Blake McCutcheon, shortstop. Fielder's choice last time. Freshman infielder. Well, sweeping curve out of the way. Out of the way there for Gilliland. Had no chance, and now take O'Brien to third. Scoring position here with 2 outs, so they need something here with 2-out hit or a pass ball or sofa error or something to happen to plate that run.
Yeah, it's 2 outs, but you have a runner on third and you're at the leadoff spot in your order. This is a guy who gets on base, 429 average on the season. So look at the positives here for Dyersburg State. Maybe get a little, there's a thing called a 2-out rally. Get a little, build them a little momentum, get some emotion back in this game.
Here we go with the pitch. And that's misses there for 2-0. Yeah, you got to accentuate the positive, man. As far as Dyersburg is concerned, you just got to keep thinking you can generate some. And you get runners on second and third anytime. You just got to do what you need to do to get those runners in. There's that crossfire fastball that misses again, 3-0. So, assuming that McCutcheon gets on base here, first and third. I mean, Dino Diaz is coming up. Who's had a really good tournament.
Yeah.
Very, you know, he makes things happen. So we're going to count on somebody like that who's produced throughout the week to do something here to kind of get the wheels working where guys are running around bases.
Yeah, just kind of keep the lineup in motion, kind of flip it over, the revolving door of a lineup, if you will, to people coming up to the plate as often as possible.
Nice fastball, sinking fastball there from Jones for a strike, 3-1. See, the lights have come on now here at Chat's Field, and so appropriate time for it too. It's starting to get a little dark. There's a pop-up.
This may get him out of it.
To the first baseman, Haney. Oh, he dropped it, and that's going to be a fair ball. No, McCutcheon stayed fair. Just flat dropped it.
Wow.
So that's going to plate that run that we talked about. And it's going to bring the second baseman.
Come to the plate, second baseman.
Yeah, let's take a look at
Diaz.
He just smooth drops it in fair territory. Good job by McCutcheon. He's got the right to run down that baseline, and it was close to Haney, but he's got every right to do that and stays in foul territory after he makes contact with the bag, so they score a run.
Diaz up, hit to second base last time. He's had a very good, strong tournament. You know, he's a special player too. He's kind of guy, fastball low, but catches the knees for a strike. I mean, you know, he did make all conference. I'm looking at the second baseman. Obviously, Austin Henry himself is well, obviously deserving of it.
Yeah, and Curtis for Columbia,
and he's a good player. But boy, it's a spot. Wondering, boy, how could Diaz not get on that team? Either one of those two teams as well. It's too bad they don't have a third. They used to have a third team in honorable mention, but they don't do that anymore. Fastball low for a strike, or for a ball rather, 1-1. Here with 2 outs.
Yeah, you're looking at the all TCCAA first team, and thing that jumps out, a lot of Walters on that list.
Exactly.
Basically the entire infield and a little bit of an outfield as well.
1-1 pitch. Fouled defensively out past the first base dugout. I mean, I know it's extremely tough to pick up that. He's got that crossfire pitch. I mean, I can see it on TV here watching from behind center field, and man, he throws that thing 3/4 slot.
Yeah,
it is tough on a righty.
Good
it's almost
catching
yeah.
up.
I mean, it's really hard to pick the ball up, and then when you mix in, he's got an upper 80s fastball. There's that filthy fastball. Here's the go pitch. Oh, ball arrives at the same time, and McCutcheon is out. He is out.
Spectacular
on the
throw.
Steal.
Yeah, what a throw.
I mean, bang bangs, what that was.
And that's reminiscent of that World Baseball Classic play with Yadier Molina and Javi Baez, where it just lands right in the mitt.
I don't know. Let's see if we get a replay on that just to see it. Here it comes. Thanks to the crew there for giving us. Here comes the pitch. We're going to see that ball was bang bang thrown by Gilliland.
Yeah, watch Henry doesn't even move the glove.
Boom. I mean, it had to be right there in order to get him because he was sliding. So
what a throw.
Great throw. Good tag, and that'll get you an out. And that'll get us through 4.5 innings, though. 1 run for Dyersburg. It's 10-2 Walters. Bottom of the 5th inning now for the Senators. Leading off is going to be the shortstop, Hunter Wolf. He's done a lot of damage today. 2 hits, one of them being a home run, with 3 RBIs. There's the pitch by Perez, who came in last inning for a ball. 1-0's the count. Perez came in, has done a good job of trying to control this offense. 1-0 pitch. Ball inside in those hands, so he's behind the count, 2-0.
Yeah, here's a pick your poison scenario. Who's the more dangerous hitter, Hunter Wolf today or Tyler Gentry? Both guys are just swinging, basically.
Ground ball to McCutcheon at shortstop. Good throw to Williams for the first out. So there you go. Good start to the inning for Perez.
Yeah, just to finish my thought, just both guys just swinging an enormous bat right now. It looks like they're seeing beach balls up at the plate. They're just zoned in, dead red.
Brings up the cleanup hitter, Austin Henry, the second baseman. Henry, base hit last time up in the center field. Whoop. There's that pitch right in on the hands. Ball 1, 1-0. Here's the pitch.
Good
strike.
Pitch.
Good fastball there. Gets to 1-1.
Yeah, and how many times have we seen this where a relief pitcher comes in and it all seems to be lost? they kind of put up a couple zeros or minimal damage, and then next thing you know, the team's right back in it. It's been happening at least half a dozen times in this tournament.
Ball up and in, 2-1. One thing I like about Perez is he's more than willing to come inside.
Yeah, yeah.
He might not know he's going inside, but his ball ends up inside, and there's a ball rifle back up the middle. That ball was right over the plate, down low, and he's lucky he's got it back, but that was able to extend his hands and drive that ball up the middle. So 2 hits now for Henry, and that'll bring up third baseman Duncan Pence.
And 2 just great at bats, and doesn't try to do too much at the plate. He's not getting under it or hooking it or trying to find a gap. He sees, oh, fastball down the middle. I'm just going to take it right back where it needs to go.
Here's the first pitch to Pence. Hung up.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know about that. Well, he's going to give him first base.
I don't know if that made contact with him, to be quite honest. And that's all the way from back here. I can't tell. Maybe it clipped the jersey.
Yeah, that was great. That was gracious at best to say that.
Yeah, let's take a look at it here.
Pitch here.
I don't know if that made contact. Anything with the uniform at most.
I hate those hit by pitches anyway that graze the uni.
Yeah, that's.
But brings up first and second. Here's the guy that's really done the damage tonight. Gentry, the right fielder, with 2 home runs.
And of course, 2 runners on base.
Yeah, this could be an 8 RBI day here, folks. Stay tuned. Fastball for a strike.
The positive with Perez, though, different from the other 2 guys, he's throwing it up in the early 90s.
Yeah, he's got cheese on it, so we'll see. Gentry's a golfer, so we're going to see if he can.
See what club he chooses.
If he throws it down belt low, it's going to be a problem the way he golfs. But if he can get it, if he can pitch that ball like chest, which is still upper strike with the golf, he's going to hit it. He's going to hit it higher, which is not as much distance.
Yeah.
But remains to be seen. Easier said than done. 1-1 pitch coming here. See, he pitched high and he couldn't catch up to it. 1-2. Comes the 1-2 pitch.
Here it is.
Fastball struck through it right by him.
Hey, he's just going, hey, this is my fastball. I'll let you see it 6 times at this at bat if you want. Try and
you like that too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, mano. Hey, if I got a fastball that like that with a lot of giddy up, you hit it, fine.
The only worry is fatigue as he goes further. If he goes further in this game, will the velo go down a little bit and they catch up? But right now, he's gassing it around the 90s.
Here's the freshman catcher, Barry Hill. They've got him listed as the catcher. I believe he's the DH.
Look, I love it. He's just not even playing around with anything other than the fastball. He tried a curveball a couple times, maybe a changeup, then he's just going, okay, those aren't working. This is what I'm doing, rearing back, and I'm letting it loose.
0-1 pitch. He is rearing back, but that's a base hit in left field. Here comes the throw up. I don't think that's going to get him with this speed, but you're going to get third. Nobody's there. He's safe. Nobody was there. The third baseman was taking the cutoff.
Yeah.
And in reality, the shortstop's supposed to come in to cover the bag.
So,
and that didn't happen. So
a really long single there.
Now up.
So here comes the catcher, Hunter Gilliland.
Those 2-out runs just are backbreakers.
They're worse than paper cuts, man. They just, you feel like you're out of the inning, and they just keep applying pressure. So here you are with Gilliland with base hit last time up and a hit by pitch prior. There's the steal.
It's not the guy.
He's going to take the bag.
Not necessarily the guy I want to steal on. There is a runner on third, so he does have an advantage, but that's hitting the mid at about 90. And if you're not a good runner, pretty good throw is going to get you, but he's fortunate there. Runner on third, so not a play to be made.
So we got runners on second and third with 2 outs. 11-2 is the score. Walter stayed up. Perez really put something behind that on the fastball, and Gilliland fouls it back. Counts even 1-1. Pitch is hit high in the right field.
It's too much air under that one.
Vincent Hoffer's going to be under it for the catch, and that'll end the inning. 1 run scores. and we are through 5, 11-2, Walter State. Okay, we're going to move here to the top of the 6th inning. Brett Jones still on the bump for Walter State. They're up 11-2, and it's going to bring up the 2-hole hitter for Dyersburg State, Dino Diaz. Grounded out to second base last time.
Yeah, we just saw Hunter Gillian throw it down to second base. That's a deja vu moment from last inning. The Eagles were at the plate. Just an absolute missile thrown to second base that ended up ending the inning to get McCutcheon. And it was quite honestly, it was a perfect throw.
Yeah, it was a great throw. Here's Diaz, the sophomore, coming in, takes the first pitch strike from Jones, who's been in control pretty much throughout, I can say pretty much almost the whole game except for really a couple pitches. Made the right pitches at the right time. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and there's the little spinner, barely missed on the outside corner.
Yeah, for all you major league movie fans, you can see the Ricky Vaughn hair from the back there, and Jones doing his best to give the Eagles the heater.
Here's the 1-1.
There it is.
Boy, nice pitch. On the outside corner, Diaz really couldn't do nothing with that. Just kind of swung to swing. That's 1-2. He really wasn't committed to that swing. Slider outside. He fouls it off in defense there into the parking lot.
Yeah, quite honestly, look, we're in the top of the 6th inning, but this isn't the usual Dyersburg team that we're accustomed to seeing, at least in this tournament, in terms of emotional, input. They're usually a little more amped up here. Now, granted, they're down a significant amount of runs, but this is the team usually comes in. They've got a little
swagger.
Some swagger. Yes, that's the word I'm looking for. Some swagger, and then we haven't seen them be able to really flex that, other than the solo home run to tie the game early.
Yeah, that was a foul ball again. I think losing that first game really changed the fortunes for them. There's the bat was really out in front. He fouled off. Losing that first game, not just the way they lost it, but just losing it, puts them immediately in the losers bracket.
Puts
and
you
they
in a hole.
Climb a hill mentality.
Yeah.
But they were geared to play Walters in the second game of that the second round, the next day, and then you're both undefeated.
Yeah.
You got your second best pitcher going in the lineup, and the whole things could have been different. But they didn't. They didn't. Fastball popped up to third. Pence, I think, is under it. He's looking around. Yes, sir, he's got it for the first out.
Yeah, and to carry on what you're saying there is, you know, you lose that first game, and then you battle all the way back to get here, and you reach the summit. The summit is, it's not the finish line. You know, in usual, the summit would be the finish line. So you're getting all the way back here just to get into a game in this situation in which you have to win just to play again, to win again. So like you said, I think you're right. They kind of put them on a setback. They did make it all the way here, but, you know, the mentality just kind of shifts ever so slightly.
First pitch to Bitzenhofer is a ball outside. Yeah, I mean, they've had some really exciting games the last 2 nights, and kudos to them for winning. The Cleveland State game turned out to be very exciting.
Yeah.
The night before, you know, every game since that first game, and they've had to really battle through it. There's a wicked fastball for a strike.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm looking at the chart. I mean, Dyersburg State, or the Jackson State game, the next day they'd faced a solid lefty
this
from Jackson
close to
State.
being down.
We were sitting here in about the 7th inning, thinking these guys are about ready to go home.
Yeah, and yeah, the lefty Coburn for the Generals was
just dealing.
Yeah, until they got him they ran him out of the inning.
And that was really the turning point for them to make this run.
Yeah.
Because they were probably, you know, they had the bus running, the engine going there ready.
6 outs from being back.
And that would have been a shock.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
There's the pitch. 1-2. So then they kind of got going, and the next day they played Chattanooga State, and they won 8-4. And that was a good game.
That was a game where they jumped out early, and then Chattanooga State started to battle back in.
There's the next pitch for a strikeout for Bitzenhofer. Nice pitch, obviously nice pitch by Jones. And then last night they got an unbelievable pitching effort from their Cody Davidson, who had pitched the first day and comes back on 1 day's rest. But they got ahead of Cleveland, and things were looking really good. And all of a sudden, Cleveland scores some runs, and they were nail-biting it in the 9th inning.
Yeah, so basically what we're trying to say here is they have not really played a complete game.
Yeah, they've been.
Unlike Walters, who beat Jackson, run-ruled them in their first game.
Yankel misses there on the first pitch, 0-1.
Or run-ruled Vol, rather, in that game on Wednesday.
They've just been in cruise control, right?
Yeah.
I mean, more or less, excellent pitching performances, but that's what they do, right? They've had the last night's game was an excellent game, 2-0. Yeah. Although there's a ground ball to Pence, and he had a base hit before that. Fastball kisses the corner on the black on the outside for a strike. 0-1.
So this is where we start getting to the dangers here. Leadoff hitter. I mean, that lineup's flipping over here soon. And as you said, bottom of the 6th inning, we're creeping around that 10-run rule, 11-2. If they get over that 10-run mark and they get 3 outs for Walters, for Dyersburg, then that's sayonara. That's the game.
Count comes to 2-1 to Harris here in the bottom half of the 6th. Fastball outside here. We're going to kind of watch Perez. You know, he's gone hard here for about 2+ innings. He might be starting to get gassed himself. Ground ball up the middle, so base hit for Harris. So base hit for Harris to lead off, or not to lead off, but after 1 out. So we'll keep an eye on him, and that brings up the left fielder, Logan Carey.
Yeah, you got to love Perez here. As we've been saying, you know, I've been toting on him a little bit for his just the fact that he's just rearing back in old country hardball, and you know he's not locating. It's not necessarily the prettiest thing. Yeah. You know, sometimes he's missing way out of the zone, but when he's hitting, you know, it's these hitters are kind of looking back at the umpire, questioning the calls, but maybe a case that it's just blowing by him too fast.
Here comes the pitch by Perez. Fastball high. We're excited. We see some folks right in front of us that are watching the game on their device. I don't know if they know where that broadcast is coming from. Hello, you guys are we're about 10 feet behind you, and you're watching the game that we're describing right now. They're pointing at. They don't know. I don't know if maybe they don't have the sound on.
We're in the
There's
dark
a
up
steel
here.
try by Harris, and he's going to be safe.
We're in the dark up here. We don't blame you.
Kind of a late slide. Got to be careful there. That's how you jam a Jam an ankle, and I know that's the last thing that Dave Shelton wants is to have his table setter
Not to be
hurt.
Not to be a snoop or anything. We saw the one person streaming our game. I also see another person streaming a hockey game, the playoff game,
well, we
a
forgot
competitive broadcast.
The Preds are on Game 7 right now, right?
That's right. In Nashville.
In Nashville.
We have competing broadcasts going on here.
It's going to affect our viewers. You're right. I can see the hockey. I'd like to know what the score is, so I can find out easily. But Game 7, I mean, that's driving me crazy. I can't see it. There's the pitch. High and outside, 2-1.
Like the Jets are down, or Preds are down rather, 2-1 to the Jets.
They came up with a big win the other night in Winnipeg to get to Game 7. Doesn't that how all of a sudden you get home? How deflating would it be? Home ice doesn't mean anything in hockey.
Hitters count here.
3-1. Fouled off down the left field line, down towards the bullpen by Carey.
Here we go.
And that'll go full. Here one out with a man on second.
We're getting to that part in the game now. We spoke about it, Perez. Maybe a little fatigue kicking in that velocity going down location as well.
That pitch golfed into right field. Bitzenhofer's got it, I think. Yes, sir. He's going to get that ball back in. Holds Harris at second. Good job.
Third plate. Shortstop. Hunter Wolf.
It's going to bring up shortstop Hunter Wolf. He's had a big night, along with Gentry and a couple other ones for sure. Here comes the dogs up the steps here. We've got dogs all over the place.
Keep your eye out
dogs
if you're watching the broadcast at the stadium. There's a German Shepherd on the loose here.
Wolf golfed.
It's leashed.
Wolf golfed one way over there into the bush there.
Good luck finding
probably won't be finding that anymore till 10 years from now when they clear out. Yeah, we got dogs. A couple of the fans would bring their dogs to the ballpark, and not used to seeing that at the ballpark open. But you know what?
It's tournament time.
It's tournament time, and you're going to leave the house. You got to bring dogs that are as valuable as a human being, and a lot of households. I can speak for one for sure, right? That dog is. And cats, but dogs are very important, and they want to be outside.
Part of the family.
At times, they want to be outside. So as long as there's a good leash, that's all you ask for.
Yeah.
There's the pitch by Perez. It's jimmied up there to McCutcheon. Is short. Tough hop. It's going to freeze him. Yeah. And that'll be an error. Tough error. It was hit hard, but
that may be one of the first times that wasn't smoothly played by McCutcheon.
We take it for granted when it's hit to McCutcheon. At least this week I have, like Diaz. I was like, okay, here,
move on
to the out.
Aside from the early game drop fly ball from Diaz, he's been very solid. And aside from that play, McCutcheon has made some spectacular plays with the left.
I hate to say it aside from that, because that was a big play, right? We talked about it. That was a 3-run drop.
Yeah.
And a lot of the things we've been talking about, quite frankly, were led from that.
Yeah, and folks, just to set the scene, if you weren't there for the game, bases were loaded, 2 outs, so the Cleveland State runners were going, and Diaz drops a routine fly ball, which allows runs to score, and Cleveland takes the lead eventually.
There's a stolen base by Wolf.
Yeah, interesting to see that.
Yes, that was interesting. All right, but needless to say, it happened. So it's been on second and third. But it was a tough because like you said, base load. So the runners were running with the pitch
as fast as they can.
Multiplied the problem.
Yeah.
And it was a high fly. And it was the first game, and if they're, remember Diaz threw his hat off to kind of get ready for it. I guess that's how he felt. And the kid just, he dropped it, and those things happen. But the problem was the runners, and by the time he dropped it, it kind of picked it up. That third runner was already running. And they credit them for running hard. Mm-hmm. They could have kind of gone half speed or whatever.
Absolutely.
Those last two, and boom, it got him within one run, and all of a sudden it was on.
Yeah. It's a pretty good pitch there.
Fastball low, but didn't get enough of it there to Austin Henry, who's ahead 2-0 now in the count. Henry's hit singles the last 2 times up right down the middle.
Yeah, Henry in Ann Arbor, Michigan, we already mentioned this native. He traveled a long way to get to Morristown.
Skies one to right field. Bitzenhofer can't find it.
It's foul.
He's got no idea where it's at.
Yeah, that one lands foul. Bitzenhofer's looking around, and fortunately it lands foul for them.
Yeah, he completely lost it in the sky.
Those lights are cut. That's the first time we've seen that the lights have interfered with a fly ball, at least that Gavin Harmon for Chattanooga State had a play similar to that, but that one right there where he's not even close. That's the first time we've seen that in the night game.
Right, yeah. I mean, you know, the lights aren't on here a lot in this park. We've had, you know, a lot of night games really just are here tournament when they hosted about every 3 years.
Yeah.
Fastball ripped between short and third, and that's going to plate 2 runs. That might be able to do it. And let's see. That's a 2-run base hit.
Coming to the plate, third baseman, Duncan Pence.
Yeah, that's right. They got to bat one more time. So it's 13-2. So the 10-run rule is in effect if Dyersburg does not score here in the top of the 7. So here we go.
Senator's looking to add on some more runs.
Big swings from Duncan Pence. 2 singles and a hit by pitch last time up. So yeah, they're big swinging right now.
Yeah, what a day.
Showcasing.
I mean, look, the Gentry and Wolf will have the big days in the stat book, but and Austin Henry, just a solid day at the plate. I know it's 3 singles, it's not extra bases, but man, just great approach and just getting the barrel on the ball.
Yeah. I mean, he probably's had his times where he's you know, launched and stroked and this and that, but man, he's all around. There's another one. That's a gapper. I don't know, but see him get it. Oh,
nice
good
catch.
play. Good play by Atkins to trail that down. That'll be the 3rd out. And we'll head to the top of the 7th now. Based on the score, we need Dyersburg to score a run or this game is going to end. We'll be right back. And we're back here to the top of the 7th, and just got to want to correct something because I was not aware of this, is that this game being championship, it has to go 9 innings. So we're going to play the full 9.
As those were some great shots of the surrounding sunset here at the beautiful campus of Chattanooga State.
Yeah, that's just setting over Signal Mountain, I believe.
College on the River, that's what they call it, right behind us, the Tennessee River.
The college has really grown over the years. It really is beautiful. A landing spot for a lot of students to come to study. I know you went here for 2 years.
Love
and
my
it's really
experience.
a beautiful school. First pitch here by Jones to Swanson. It's a ball. Swanson struck out last time.
Hey, you got to wonder what's the play for Coach Shelton here. Is he ride with Jones as long as he can, even if he's got such a good cushion, that even if he starts to waver a little bit, because you got to start thinking a little ahead here if you are in that position that they are in.
Attaboy, attaboy.
Fouled off to the parking lot. A defensive, he was in on his hands. Just he's got so much zip on his fastball. It's just late getting the bat to the zone. He chokes up too. We noticed that this afternoon. He's really up on the barrel. Don't see that too often. It's good. I mean, I like it. Guy that wants more bat speed.
Attaboy, attaboy.
Fouled off there down the right field line. You normally these days see everybody want to swing from the end and just unleash, but I like to see that's kind of old school, the guy that wants to choke up. And he's hurting though. I mean, you could tell his lower back's probably, yes, this afternoon he could barely get through the first game. He was laboring. 2-2 pitch.
Nice.
Wow.
Here we go.
That's almost impossible to hit.
Yeah.
Crossfire fastball on the outside corner on the righty. That's just, you got to tip your hat to him. I mean, it's just, I know he's upset, disappointed, but you just got to tip your hat. That's a pitcher's pitch.
Yeah, look where this
Look at
is.
that.
On the black.
He brought it back in a little bit. Catcher helped out, but I think there was a frame on, we were talking about with Dyersburg too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you know what? It is what it is.
And you're choked up on that. You don't have all the inches on your bat, and there's no way unless you just extend your hands completely.
Chandler Atkins,
Whoa.
right on top of that, fouled right above our head here. Fastball for 0-1. So it's been a great week. Kudos to Chattanooga State staff for hosting. The softball was
Great
disappointing.
job.
I know
Great
that
job.
they didn't get to the finals. Walter State won that, so they're going to carry most likely carry both trophies out of here. But they've done a great job. The setup and the hospitality and all that, the availability for the coaches and staff and so forth. It just was wonderfully done.
Can't say enough. That's a great job.
So thanks to softball coach Blythe and Coach Dennis on the baseball side. There's a fastball about took his hips off there for ball 2-1.
Yeah, just really a smooth operation this whole week. It's just really smoothly operated. This isn't the first time it's been here, so they kind of
pretty much get it about every third year, right?
And so they.
I mean, it's easy for us to say, but it'd be great if they just said. I mean, because I've seen the other fields, nothing wrong with them, but this is a wonderful facility.
Yeah, it's good
and
complex
it can
for
host
it.
a tournament.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Fastball fouled off. The town's big and has multiple hotels. Not that the other ones don't, but there's places to eat. A lot of places to eat. A lot of things the out of town people can come in. Spend the week and this and that. And the field accommodations are, we feel excellent. So I mean, I'm sure they like it once every 3 years. I don't know if they'd want to take it on every year, but you know what? I mean, I'm sure in a way they like it because the spotlight gives them a chance to spotlight the university.
Yeah, absolutely.
The college to outside, out of town people. And there's a wicked fastball right up there on that chest area. I know that Atkins, he's probably going, man, alive. Get back on the plate here so I can get a swing. I don't worried. Am I got to be awake here? Yeah, he's looking there, and 3-2 count.
Taking a couple breaths.
Yeah. 3-2 count here with 1 out. There's the pitch, and he just swung through it for a strikeout for Mr. Jones. Trying to look and see how many Ks we have tonight.
Now up third baseman, Bryce.
Yeah, take another look at it here on the inside portion of the plate. Just kind of moves across your screen. Maybe a little slide action there, maybe a two-seam run. But a nice job there by Jones. He goes high with the fastball combination and fights out of a full count to get this swinging strikeout. He's got to be up there.
He's going to bring up Bryce O'Brien. Yeah, I counted 7 strikeouts. Wow. I mean, I think I've been on it, but I don't know for sure.
Less than 7 innings worth thus far.
We're getting ready to pass through 7 innings of him being out there. So it's obviously averaging a strikeout an inning.
Well, his K per 9 is about 8.7, so about 9 per 9 innings.
Yeah, so he's pretty much on his schedule for that.
It's got to be nice, this guy being your fourth arm in your rotation with the amount of velocity and movement he's got. I would be willing to say at least a top 2, definitely a top 2, but maybe an ace on some other teams in the conference.
O'Brien getting ready to take the first pitch. I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's several of the Senators that are going on, and I don't know, and I'm sure he's obviously probably going somewhere.
Yeah.
I just don't know offhand. I don't want to say guess. I know one of the pitchers, Lehman, is going to South Carolina next year, and I believe Knack, is going. There's a fly ball to the right field. It's a skimmer. Gentry's coming hard. He's got it. Yep, Gentry's got it. And that'll take care of the inning, or the half inning there. So we're through 6.5, and the score remains 13-2 Walters.
Moving to third base.
Okay, we move here to the bottom of the 7th inning. Got to clarify, I was informed that pitching for Walters State this last inning was Alex Haynes. Apologize to that.
Yep. Thank you, Twitter.
They all look the same in a way sometimes.
Yeah, we admit we're wrong.
Yep.
Thank you, Twitter.
Thanks. That's the value of Twitter.
That's right.
And the communication you guys have. So we got a new pitcher as well for Dyersburg. Bryce O'Brien's going to, really it's going to just trade positions. O'Brien's going to move from third to the mound, and Perez is going to replace him. So 2 third basemen flip-flopping.
Yeah, so Bryce O'Brien on the year does have a save, 34 1/3 inning pitched, 5.5 ERA, 43 K, 17 strikeouts, 2-2 on the season. But quite honestly, here in this tournament, he's looked good at moments. He's looked shaky at moments. Not a whole lot of consistency coming out of Bryce O'Brien, but like you said, last game threw well.
He closed the game last in obviously a high-pressure situation after a long, couple-hour layoff on the rain. So he came in and really did well. He's going to face Tyler Gentry, number 27. Off-speed pitch misses low. Gentry's got a couple of home runs to his credit and struck out last time up. So here we go in the bottom of the 7th inning, 13-2. Walters going to go full 9 innings here, folks. So enjoy it. Misses low, 3-1.
Hey, look, this is Region 7 baseball. Nothing's written in ink here, okay? Like, these offenses are potent. I mean, you'll get 8-run inning spots. So don't by any means think that this game is over. Count them out.
That ball's golfed. I don't think it's going to chase Smith, he's got it rather easily, and for the first out. And that is going to bring up DH.
Fly ball brings up DH.
Luke Berryhill, number 21. Berryhill had an RBI single last time up to mix in with a double as well during the game. So, big strapping young man there. Good size, obviously. So he's going to crouch in that
very low,
athletic position, yes.
Low batting position.
That launch position. These guys are kind of all of them, especially the more bigger ones are in that launch position, you know. So
it's taken me however many games of seeing Walters to figure out that a majority of these guys, if not all of them, have essentially the same batting stance. They kind of get down deep, put their hands right behind their head, and then when they swing, they get into that load position where they bend that knee back at an angle, step, and deliver line drives. So folks, take a notice of that if we can see some more batting stances of hitters.
0-2 pitch off speed, fouled off the end of the bat down over there towards the Dyersburg dugout softly. So he's still behind the count, 0-2. 1 out. Pitch by O'Brien way outside on the, I don't know if that was a cutter or slider, just went way out of control, but hit the back screen and they'll get it back in here. 1-2 now, the count. I miss the daylight. It's hard to see that, for me, it's hard to see depth in this ballpark when the lights are on. I don't know, especially when you get towards the fence, but.
Well, this game was scheduled to be at, what was it, 3?
Yes.
Supposed to be 3 and then start till 6.
Yes, under normal conditions, we had planned to be sitting in the living room probably, watching the Preds play on the couch, relaxing, but that has not worked out for us this week anyway, right?
Yeah, you roll with the punches.
Yes. And it's been good punches. 1-2. Fastball once again, man. Just repeated scuds out to the parking lot. Hope they got somebody, one of the crack crew has earned their money this week.
Yeah, what do they say? There's no such thing as a day of work at the ballpark. Is that correct?
That's correct, yeah.
Well, we're really testing those limits here in this tournament.
Yeah. The ball retrieving crew has been, I don't know how many of them they've had. You know, I'm sure they've rotated and but boy, I tell you what,
they may have been the
those
same
basketballers
people.
have been busy.
Yep.
1-2 pitch. Oh,
Good
nice
pitch.
off-speed pitch. Had Berryhill guessing there. He had no idea. So that'll be 2 outs here, and I'll bring up the catcher, Hunter Gilliland.
Now comes to the plate. Catcher,
Gilliland
Gilliland.
flew out to right field last time up.
Yeah.
There's the replay. Nice
Look
pitch.
at that. Watch that fall down.
Nice off-speed pitch. And Berryhill was just locked on that.
So Berryhill in that down crouch position. Check out Hunter Gilliland. Watch where his hands are, right behind his head. That's exactly where Austin Henry likes to rest the bat on his shoulder.
Next pitch on the corner, fastball. O'Brien can get it up there too. He's a velo guy, because that's probably used him as a closer, short inning guy that can go max effort. And
he seems to be a little more polished than Perez was. Perez more of a thrower right now, and
there you go,
O'Brien,
another
as
strike.
you can tell, outside corner, he's more of a pitcher with that off speed as well.
Yes. O'Brien wasn't with them last year. He kind of I don't know where he started his freshman year. He transferred for this year, I know, but I just don't know where he was. He's from Etowah, but I don't know if he played junior college last year, maybe down in Georgia. I don't know, but anyway, I know he transferred to Dyersburg this year. Good catch for them. 1-2 is the count with 2 outs.
There they go
Fastball
again.
hit down there towards the field house.
Wins launched.
Here's the 1-2. Oh, he went with the changeup, and he really had him out front. Yankel's going to throw to first to Williams, and that'll be the 3rd out. Good inning there for O'Brien, and now will take us to through 7 innings now. We'll get to the top of the 8th. There it is. Look at that nice pitch way out in front. And that'll take us to the 8th, 13-2, Walter State. And here we are going up to the top of the 8th inning, and as mentioned prior, Alex Haynes on the mound. He threw last inning, I know. What's the story with Alex Haynes, Fielder?
Well, when you're discussing Alex Haynes on the hill for the Senators, he's a right-handed hurler and one of the guys they lean on out of the pen. 14.4 K per 9, 3.6 ERA, 16 appearances. He's 4-0, 25 innings pitched, mark 40 strikeouts to 10 walks in 25 innings pitched. So
that's nice.
That's
a good ratio. It's a ratio that wins. Well, I'm not surprised because I've seen that we're seeing the velo. It looks good. So here we go, starting off against McCutcheon. McCutcheon gets a good rip, brings it right back to the screen, but yeah, he has a nice arm, obviously. So Blake McCutcheon's leading off here in the top of the 8th.
You know, I blame ourselves for not catching that this is a new pitcher based on the hair alone compared to Brett Jones.
Yeah, no, I take full responsibility. There was a slider that went way wide for a ball, 1-1. Haynes in the stretch.
That's
ground
trouble.
Ball. Oh, nice play by Alex. Pulled off there for the out. Nice play there.
Yeah, great.
Good athleticism, obviously.
PFP, and it's just been one of those nights for Dyersburg. Say, you know, maybe that in another game isn't picked up and thrown over to first in time. But
yeah.
Walters, you got to give them credit, man. They're on their game today, and they're playing well. And you know, when they're playing this well with this amount of talent, it's not much you can do.
That's right, and he's showing athleticism on the mound, and you always like that. You want that. So they're playing a position too. So kudos. Here's Dino Diaz. Fastball out for a ball, 1-0. Pitch coming. Fastball fouled off. Diaz kind of acting like it went off. I don't know. He's had a. It's been a long week for him. Yeah, it looks like it fouled. I don't know. It just kind of fouled off the ground, off the body there. You know, like I said, these Eagles have had a hard 3 days here. Diaz is a super talented second baseman, in my opinion. He is try to compare him to Austin Henry. You know, they're similar, but you know, Henry's a little bit more with the polish, but you know,
especially offensively.
Yeah, Diaz, though, as far as glove, man, he is pretty slick. He's pretty slick.
He's up there with him.
Strike 2 to Haynes. I mean, you know, he's very. We've seen him play the on the right hand or on the left handers the shifts where he's been out in mid right field.
Yeah.
And still been able to make the play on the ground ball with that kind of like you see like with an Altuve or something. You know, they can play mid level in the outfield and still get a ground ball and get it in, right? So,
I mean, and quite honestly, when you're talking about Henry and Diaz in some aspects, but definitely Henry, he's Conference Player of the Year. In my honest opinion, seems like, and he's on a team that won 53 games. He seems like he's on another level than everyone else in terms of just ability.
Right.
He's just, you know, he's kind of playing his own game out there. And not to say that Walters State players aren't as talented, but I mean, Austin Henry, man, he's just. I don't really know how to describe it. I think he's probably one of the best players I've seen in this conference, in this region, at this level, because I don't know, everything's so smooth, everything comes so easy to him that you're almost shocked if it's not a spectacular play.
There's a scud hit along the fence line there. He was just being, that was a defensive swing. I can't blame him. And the high velo coming at him 3/4, so he's defensive all the time here. It's just almost impossible to get the bat through the zone quick enough to turn the ball on the left side, which is not, that you don't have to do that. I mean, you just want to get the bat and let the ball do the work and hit the ball hard to right field. But easier said than done. So he's trying to do that. I mean, it's slow through the zone, but I can see he's trying.
Yep.
He's battling. But he knows he's going to have to hit the ball to right field.
Is it safe to say that the entire game, Dyersburg State's been in defensive at the plate?
Yes, that's safe to say.
Always
Fair
down
to say.
0-2.
Fair to say.
Down in the lead, down in the score, but also down in the count. So, they're having to adjust. They're having to play kind of like the left-hand swordsman, have to play from behind and adjust, not play your tendencies.
Here's the 2-2 pitch coming up. And that was a curvy loss there, and so that was really high. Full count here with 1 out. Been a good at, Diaz has competed here. It's going to be good at bat. Like to be rewarded with a trip to first base one way or the other.
Yep. Try and get something going here for Dyersburg State.
Full count. Yeah, he was out of the zone. Trying to overthrow here a little bit, and he's going to get a walk. So he's on first. Good speed. That'll bring up
right fielder
JP Bitzenhofer. K'd the last 2 times up, but he's the right fielder.
And homered yesterday.
Yep, we've seen good things out of him this week. He's a freshman, so we'll probably see him next year, so that's good news for the Eagles. Another one of those core guys coming back that's going to be looked at by, I'm sure, Coach White to help lead this team and get them to, where they want to be, which is on the other side of the scoreboard at this point.
Yeah, absolutely, and they've got the talent to be there. It's just a matter of, upstairs mentally, and fortitude, and how they respond to a season kind of like this. I don't want to necessarily call it a disappointment, but two-time tournament champions, you got to taste the Grand Junction. You kind of want to go back.
Yeah, speaking to somebody that's been to Grand Junction on my team, after you go that first year, you want to go back again.
Yeah.
And so I know every one of these sophomores that were on that team are disappointed that they're the challenge they got right now. But yes, they hope they'll learn from this game.
Absolutely.
Assuming that it doesn't go out their way. That's a ball outside. Assuming it doesn't go their way, it's fuel for fire in the off season, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And when they come back in the fall, and Dyersburg, as we mentioned earlier, they're going to reload. I mean, all the teams in the conference reload, and they want to get better. Every one of them want to get better. So, 1-2 here with 1 out. Fastball struck him out. So that's 2 outs. Brings up Spencer Yankel, the catcher. Hit the home run. There's the out. He was just late. Just simply late through the zone based on the velocity of the fastball.
Yeah, he goes upstairs. He can't lay off the high ones. That's been an issue for Bitzenhofer this entire tournament, and there's your result. He can't catch up to it.
Yeah.
And grabs some
And Haynes has got a high velo, and I've always thought at nighttime anyway, the fastball you can add a couple miles an hour when you're pitching at night.
Yeah, it's harder to see.
It's just, so I mean, it's extra tough on these guys facing a quality arm where he can, at night, see, look at, he's fastballs for a strike. I mean, he's got a good stride. He's a tall kid anyway, and by the time he releases the ball, you feel like he's, quarter of the way on top of you.
Yeah.
So it's a challenge, but 0-1 here with two outs, top of the 8th. Nice. Saying you mix that in, and it's, it's criminal.
Yeah.
It's just.
You pull the string on the fastball, and that's 2 now. And 2 you have to look out for. And you're thinking curveball, and then he pulls the fastball out. And folks, I don't know if you can see from behind there. There's a couple of people with radar guns. I don't know if you just saw them go up. That's just keeping track of the velocity, and that's a good pitch there, just to see how hard he really is throwing. I'd like to get an idea of what the fastball is right now, but I mean, like you said, it's upper part of the velocity.
Yeah, so it's 1-2 here, or the screen says 1-2, the board says 0-2, so we'll see. It's 2 strikes, let's put it that way. Here with 2 outs, top of the 8th. Here's Haynes with the delivery. Strike 3, that takes care of that. So we'll move to the bottom of the 8th inning. Walter State up 13-2. And here we go up to the bottom of the 8th inning. We have a new catcher for Dyersburg. Jordan Hazelwood, redshirt freshman from Martin Westview, but it's Jordan Hazelwood.
Yeah, we got a pinch hitter for Walter State, it looks like. Number 3, Trey Maslin, the infielder. He's a redshirt sophomore from Franklin, North Carolina on the season. 242, average 405 on base. So Coach Shelton kind of getting some pinch hits here for some guys off the bench to try and get some reps going forward in the season.
So he leads off Maslin with a high fastball.
Oh boy.
Maslin, look at this. He got under it. Okay, wow.
Got a lot of payroll.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, welcome to the game.
It's been that kind of day.
Welcome to the game.
Now coming to the plate, center fielder, Dylan Harris.
Okay, so we're back up the top of the order, Dylan Harris. First single last time. Fastball high and outside for a ball, 1-0. So once this weekend, we will be 2 weeks away from the start of the World Series. So you're seeing a lot of the region tournaments going on. This one is always kind of the earliest. But all the Georgia's starting, Alabama started today, Texas starts tomorrow. I'm sure Kansas. So they're all starting because they got to have those district. They got to have those district tournaments next weekend, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the conferences like Alabama and Texas have those 2 regions. The winner of those get an automatic bid. So there's some regions like here that have to mingle with the other one. I think it happens up in Maryland, in that region. So those, here's the pitch, low and down.
Around.
Oh, they called him on I guess they called him on the check. So that'll be a strikeout. So those normally happen obviously the weekend prior to the World Series or during that early part, so it gives whoever wins a chance to have a few days to get to Colorado.
Does he go around?
Oh yeah, definitely. That's why he wasn't.
No argument.
Shouldn't say anything about that.
No
yeah, that was an obvious one, I think. That's going to bring up number 23.
Yeah, that'll be Brock Anderson, a sophomore from Huntsville, Alabama.
Brock Anderson coming in here to get a taste of the game. He'll face O'Brien with 2 outs.
According to this stat sheet, well, there he is, 221, 6 homers, 20 RBIs.
He's a sophomore outfielder, as mentioned, yes. Getting a spot in here for a sophomore. That's
emptying up that.
Going to be his last at bat in a region here in a region conference tournament. So hopefully, the chances are they keep going along. Obviously, maybe he'll get a spot. But yes. So anyway, they're going to the next couple weeks are very busy in junior college. Obviously, building up to that Grand Junction tournament, which starts Memorial Day weekend.
Watch out.
Foul ball right over us, heading down there towards that parking lot behind us. So a lot of activity all over the country leading up, and we'll bring 10 teams to Grand Junction on Memorial Day weekend to start the fight for the Division I National Championship. You've been to Grand Junction when,
That's right.
when Chat State made their one trip there.
That's right.
And it is an awesome place,
it is.
Right?
It's very cool. Fortunately, was there the year that Bryce Harper was in Grand Junction, so a lot of buzz around the area.
Did you get an autographed card?
I've
still got the trading card pack, and I didn't take advantage. I mean, I knew he was going to be good, obviously a great player, but I didn't even think about trying to get his autograph.
Not get an autograph.
I care about that. So.
But yeah, great town. And
swing and miss,
cool
and that will take care of Walter State at the bottom of the 8th. So we'll head to the top of the 9th. Last chance for Dyersburg State here to stay in this game, and Walter State will try to claim this championship with 3 outs. Look at that. Blue. Congratulations to O'Brien. We're right by him. We'll be right here. Here we go to the top of the 9th inning. Here it is for Dyersburg, and Reed Smith's going to lead off.
Reed Smith all conference. We've said that a couple times. Made some nice plays out in the outfield. A solid hitter.
To face Alex Haynes still out there.
Nice.
Well hit into the gap. Let's see if Harris can track. Nope, he can't. It's up against the fence. That's going to be a double for Reed Smith. Well hit by Reed Smith.
Good job.
You know, we've talked about him, and there's another freshman that will be probably coming back next year. So we've seen 3 freshmen right now, at least, that are going to probably be vital players on their team. So well hit. Look at this replay.
Yeah, let's take a look at it here. Squares it up on the barrel, finds a portion of the gap as the center fielder is tracking it down. No way he's getting to that. And with that speed from Smith, that's an easy double. But like you said, yeah, 2/3 of the outfield coming back next year. Coach White's got to be encouraged.
It's going to bring Ladarius Williams up.
It looks like Smith's a little shaken up. I don't exactly know. He wants to call time for a second. Maybe a little winded or not feeling well, or maybe don't want to speculate necessarily.
Yeah, we'll see. Okay, he's going to stay in the game. So, Ladarius Williams is going to come up to the plate. Grounded out to first base the last 2 times. Oh, we do have a new first baseman. Looks like Malik Kyle is in first base.
Yeah, he started a couple games in this tournament. Made some appearances. There's a pitcher warming up over in the Walters pen. That's Reese Brewer.
Here's the pitch by Haynes. Fastball throws right by him.
That's the first hit off of Haynes, correct? The Smith.
Yeah, I think so. I
at
think
least
so.
The first hard hit
Yeah.
ball that's been struck.
Oh, and one pitch coming up here. Well, he's swung out of the zone on the fastball. 0-2. Haynes in control in the count to Williams. Here's the 0-2 pitch.
Whoa.
Good cut.
Heads up truck.
He just missed it, but you're right over us here. Williams staying tough, competing. Oh, 2 pitch.
Good pitch.
Wow, super pitch there. It's like a slurve almost. Oh yeah, Williams just kind of tosses his bat over there. He said, "What can you do about that? Nothing you can do about that." Yeah. Watch the replay.
Look at this.
That's not fair.
Wow.
That's not fair.
That's a wiffle ball. That is an absolute wiffle ball.
You can do about
right
that.
there.
It's like a double change up on the curve. 1 out. It's going to bring Hayden's. I'm sorry, I've been saying it all week. Hagen Severance.
Severance. Yeah,
jeez. Batting in place of Swanson.
That's a cut.
Big cut. Strike 1. You pull a pitch like that when you're throwing that kind of fastball capability, man. It's really just not fair, man. You're just playing with
pitch.
Yeah, you're fisted off there's Haynes has got it. He's going to pitch over there to Kyle for the 2nd out, and they're 1 out away from this championship. So you know what? Before we get to the championship here, I just want to say, hey, how much I've enjoyed working these games this week. Certainly with you fielders, but I was looking forward to this for a long time, and it's been a great pleasure. I mean, thanks to the Chattanooga State Tech crew for helping us setting this thing up. But it's been a lot of fun watching these games and kind of getting to know some of the players, the coaches, and just seeing the flow of the tournament. I don't know how you feel. Probably the same way.
I'm grateful for the opportunity also. Shout out to the Chat State Media Group. They're the best. This has been awesome. This is my 2nd time working this tournament, so it's always good to get back and see some familiar faces in the coaches that coach these teams. But yeah, I've had a blast, and it's been a lot of work, long hours, but hey, it's worth it.
0-1 count here with 2 outs. I mean, you watch it on TV, the guys that will do this for a living on TV. And not that you think it's easy. Look at that. That's just a super curveball. I mean, not that I ever thought, and I don't think it's easy, obviously, but now that you tried it,
you get a taste.
You're like, hey, you get a taste of what it's like. And it's kind of fun. I liked it, and I don't have all the responsibilities of the guy on ESPN, but you'd have help too if you had it at that level. They get a lot of extra, obviously, support. But it's been a lot of fun.
It's an art form. It is.
And there's your call 3 strike on the off-speed pitch, and there you go. Walter State with the 13-2 win will claim the Region 7 championship, and they will represent the conference here against Georgia next week, and we'll wait to see who the winning Georgia team is. So congratulations to Dave Shelton's crew. As the managers shake hands, coaching staff, both sides did a great job, well representative of the conference. as we said before, really the two best teams probably before the season started that were, if you'd asked all the coaches, it would have probably said honestly that these were the two teams that they'd expect to see in the finals.
Yeah.
So, you know, we'd like to see a closer game, but that's just the way it is. But
awards and the announcement of the MVP in just one moment.
Yeah, well, agreed. Congratulations to Walter State, and hey, teams of the future potentially playing this team. This is probably their A game. Good luck beating them.
yeah, I mean, Walter State has been the symbol of where you wanted to be in this conference, from my understanding, for probably 15 years at least. So, anyway, so for Mark Dennis and Fielder Dennis, we want to say thanks again. We appreciate you hanging with us here for all day and really all week if you've been with us, and just looking forward to maybe seeing y'all next year following this tournament, and we'll have a nice evening.